Hello, everyone.
Hey!
Welcome
Hey!
to Holiday
What's up?
Edition.
It is a
of the Rooster
podcast.
Teeth Podcast. Barbara, you're all lit up.
Yeah, these sparkle for a couple seconds, so I wanted to do it right before the
Okay,
intro.
so you were. I was going to say, I'm not crazy, right? You weren't lit up just a second
Barbara
ago.
is wearing
Oh, I'm always lit up, Gus.
Oh, okay.
reindeer antlers with lights on them.
Wait, it stopped already.
Because it just makes sense.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
And in addition to Gus and Barbara, we got,
I'm Jack.
I'm Burnie.
and Gus. You look like Randy Quaid wearing that hat. You look like Randy Quaid in Christmas
I
Vacation.
sat down and this thing was sitting next to me, so I put it on over my hat.
I said you look like every Canadian.
What do you call this, Barbara? This hat I'm wearing for people who can't see us.
A hat.
Yeah, it's just like a hat with ear flaps.
Yeah, it's like a typical winter hat.
Yeah.
It's the hat from Christmas Vacation that
It's
Randy
like-
Quaid was wearing in Christmas
It's
Vacation.
like a winter hat
He said.
upgraded.
Except yours is red and white for
I
some
look like the
reason.
bully from Christmas
Story?
Story. Yeah.
Love that move.
Peter Billingsley went on to become friends with John Favreau. Did Elf.
He became a producer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I saw him at the premiere for Made at the old Alamo Draft
One of my
House.
favorite John Favreau movies.
Yeah, I saw that at the
Great
Draft
movie.
House, the original location downtown.
I went to that screening as well. That was before we knew each other.
You and I were at the same screen then. And
Yeah.
then the guy was there. And
I was also at that screening.
Really?
I definitely was at that screening.
Whoa.
But you and I would have.
You and I sat together, I think.
Oh, we did. Okay.
There was an after party at the bar right next door, and I was under 21, so I couldn't get into it.
It's crazy that we were
was
both
sad.
there.
Oh my
That
God,
we
so
were
that
all
was like
there.
10 years ago.
That was more than 10 years ago. Yeah.
It was a long time ago. Yeah.
That's wild. Was that before Red versus Blue?
Yeah, if it was Made.
Or it may have been just right around the start
If
of it.
you were not old enough to drink, you were 20. How old are you today, if I may ask?
I'm 32 right now.
So,
for a
yeah.
couple more
Right around
weeks.
that time?
That would have been 12 years. It'd been close. It'd been super close.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Why did we hang out before Red
I
versus
say, why
Blue?
were we hanging out? That's the next step in my thought process.
You were friends before you worked together.
Yeah, but we were, let's be honest.
After
There's
you
a
worked
long
together.
time ago.
Friends, and then there's friends.
And then we're back to it now, because now there's no way I could get Gus to go see a movie
Yeah,
with me.
Bernie texted me the other day with a very kind invite
just like,
to hang out.
nothing.
And I was like, yeah, I'm not answering that. I'm not replying to that.
He literally even replied.
You didn't even
Oh,
say
that's a
no?
dick
I'll
move.
keep my options open.
Oh my
Unbelievable.
God. Such
But I
a
want to call
douche.
you out for a party foul you committed, sir.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, do it.
I don't know.
Pointing at you.
What did I do?
All of the people on this podcast were all invited to the same holiday party this past week.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah.
And we all went to it, and the invitation very clearly stated the party was from 6 to 9.
Which is a really awful
Which is an
time
odd
for
time.
a
Yeah,
party.
well, it was
And then so they're like at
It's like happy
8:50.
hour,
I'm
yeah.
like, oh, okay, well, it's getting close to the end of the party. I'm going to leave. And then as I'm leaving, Bernie's texting me like, hey, are you going to that party? Like, yeah, I'm just leaving. He's like, okay, cool. You showed up after 9.
You texted me at 9:15 saying, how's the party?
The place was filled when we got there
Yeah,
still.
the party still went later than that, but I think they said
Yeah.
6 to 9 so people don't show up at 9.
Oh,
And then fucking Bernie shows up
Like
at
people like
9:15.
Bernie.
well, I
They did
talked
that
to
for
our
you.
very nice, gracious host about it, and I told him I was down in San Marcos for another holiday event.
Yeah, you were
Mr.
speaking or
Mr.
something,
Popular.
right?
Yeah, you know where I was?
Where were you?
I was at the Telenetwork, a national managers meeting.
National manager. This is the call center we used to work at.
Call center we should work at. How many people do you think worked at that company when you first started on there?
When I started a shift, I would typically work mornings, like 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. or something. A shift was 3 people.
Yeah, they now have 1,300 people at the company.
Jesus.
Christ.
I mean, they had managers. Just their managers there filled like a hotel ballroom,
Yeah, I
basically,
think-
at a conference center.
A shift was 3 people, and total there might have been 25 employees,
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, yep.
maybe
wild.
somewhere around there.
That's what I said. But they said they never had. They started at about 35 and
No.
never got below that.
No.
I seem to recall like, because I thought when I started there was like 17.
Yeah,
there.
it was the 3 of us on the phones, the sysadmin, the manager. We don't have a manager for 4 people, and then it would like rotate every 8 hours.
You're my manager, and I'm like your only employee. I'm sorry. I'm one of your 2
He's
employees.
starting to point at people now.
We got one more. He's over there somewhere. making
But I
sure all
remember
this
when
works.
Gus quit. That's the job where Gus came in and told me he had a hemorrhoid, and I couldn't stand to hear any more about it. Sent him home. I didn't want to know anything else about it. And that was the
happen.
job where you quit. And when I talked to you, I said, "Why are you quitting?" And Gus said, "I feel like I shouldn't work in one place for too long." And I said, "What does that mean?" He goes, "Well, my 3-year plan is to quit a job a year for the next 3 years." Did I get that right?
It was like every 2 years, I think, was my hope.
He just thought like that's a career path that he had to quit his job every 2 years.
Yeah, I wanted to
That's so weird.
to keep learning new things and
Well, I guess
stay
you were
fresh
doing,
and
you were
not
doing
falling in the rut.
sysadmin stuff, right?
Yeah.
So that kind of makes sense, actually, to bounce around a few different tech companies and stuff.
Yeah, I after the next one, I quit. I
Oh,
was
you
like,
stopped doing that?
I was like, I'm not doing this stuff
you quit
anymore.
quitting, basically?
God, it
I was going to
terrible.
ask
Walked
why you
away
still
from
I
here
ran
then.
into someone from that old job here the other day.
Who'd you run into?
someone I used to work with at that terrible place I tell all the stories about. He worked in the building that everyone got fired from. He was one of the guys who got fired.
Really?
We had your Fort Gus, like the
Yeah.
Oh, really?
He had his own vending machine and everything.
Yeah.
I'm so jealous.
He was here. He was working. He was doing effects for something that we were filming.
Oh, he was here in the studio?
Yeah, he was here. We had hired him on contract. I guess after that job, he also quit the tech industry and learned a whole new trade. And
Well, his
was
name's
here.
not Greg, is it? I know one of the special effects guys, and I worked with him for a while.
Oh, no,
He's just
it was
been
one of the different
following
ones.
you, watching your every move.
Yeah, like at first I didn't recognize him. He's like, oh, hey, I worked with you years ago. I was like, oh my God, yeah, what the hell? It was
funny.
The craziest way to run into someone.
There's visual effects. He's doing it for Laser Team?
What were we were filming something here the other day. I don't remember what it was. It wasn't Laser Team.
Oh, it was a short.
Yeah, it was a short.
Yeah, that Blaine was writing.
The
And
holiday
Chris-
short? Oh, okay.
Oh, holiday short.
We have a holiday short?
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks. I
We
didn't
have so
say
much
that 'cause I knew it
content.
wasn't right and you're in my ear. Holiday short, holiday short, holiday short.
Gus is like talking to himself. Everyone's looking around and Gus is talking to somebody. Like, who's he talking to? Nobody's saying
I got this
anything.
earpiece.
I know. We know. It
Voices in your
takes a
head.
while for me to remember that every single episode of this podcast, but eventually I
It's
do
useful
remember
for
it.
getting my facts wrong.
But I ran into a lot of people. Like, there's a guy that we worked with, George, who works there. He now has 22 years of service. That night, I didn't keep count, but they had something like 8 people that they were honoring that had longer than 12 years of service
Wow.
at the company. Like some people had like 17.
How many did
George
you
had
have?
21. I got up to I want to say I got up to 12 total. They gave me a sabbatical at the end of my career. Like gave me a 6-month sabbatical so I could like figure stuff out.
Wow.
Like they want to go one way or want to go the other because my career was going in 2 different directions, and they were always just fantastic. I mean, I can't say enough good things about the opportunities that I had at that company.
This job right here is the longest job I've ever had. I just crossed 5 years in December, so like
Congratulations.
I've never gone longer than
Yes.
that. So
That's a huge anniversary.
Congrats.
yeah, it's pretty significant.
That's a half
Since I'm
decade.
so young.
Yeah, but I feel like I learned a lot, and I met a lot of people that I've kept in contact with at that old call center job. I felt like it was a great starting job. It was a great like for me like a starting point for a career in tech.
That's what I think about Rooster Teeth and me.
But
Great starting.
There you go.
but then
Move every 2 years, Barb.
but I guess with the growth that they've had, it's a lot easier now for people to stay there a lot more long term.
Yeah, absolutely. And Barb's been here now 3 years. She's
3
hit
years.
a 3-year anniversary. Mm-hmm. You and I have been here 11 and a half years, whatever.
Long time.
Shaking your
Yeah, that's my long.
Just
This
shake your
is
head
the
at me.
longest job I've ever had. I think the previous longest job I had was like maybe 2.5 or 3 years.
Wait, is this April 12 years or 13 years?
This will be
Okay.
12 years this
12
April.
years.
This will
Okay.
be. So it's kind of weird because we're in our 13th year. We're in our 12th year, you know. And so after we cross over April 1st, we'll be talking that we're in our 13th year, but we
third
had
decade.
12, third decade.
I think it's because like Red versus Blue is going into season 13 right now.
Yeah, we're more
So
than
it's
a
like-
season a year at this point.
Yeah, when you think about it that way, you think it's 13 years, but it's just 12.
Yep.
Very confusing.
The other thing, Gus, that came up was I ran into our friend. I'm not going to name any names here because we're going to talk about disease. But he was the guy who had the hemorrhagic fever when he was a kid. And this came up because we talked about Ebola and how awful it was. So I said, I got to ask, now that you're here, what was it that you had? Did you have Ebola? And he said, no, I had dengue fever. And apparently I was like, oh, that sounds terrible. He goes, yeah, sometimes you just get it and you get kind of tired. And sometimes you get a hemorrhagic fever. And as a kid, I got the hemorrhagic fever. Like, you go one of 2 ways when you get it. I was like, yikes. And he goes, but now I'm immune to it, so it doesn't matter.
So what is hemorrhagy?
Hemorrhagic. It means
Hemorrhagic
Like a hemorrhage
like-
in your brain?
like Ebola, you bleed out of every orifice and you basically internally bleed out and that kind of thing.
Fun.
And that's what this guy, before we even knew what Ebola was, I'm sure it existed, but he told a story about when he was a kid, he got a hemorrhagic fever and he basically said that his stomach would fill up with blood and then they just drained it out. And a couple hours later,
Jesus.
sounded like a horrible experience to go through.
Not a fun thing for a kid.
I also found out there's 4 strains of dengue fever, according to him, and you can just get one of them like good or bad, but that if you get one of them, it makes it more likely you'll get the bad version of the other 3.
Oh, God.
Like it's like the worst immunity
He's
ever.
immune to the one.
He's a-
little one. Oh, but I guess he got a bad one.
He's immune to the good version of all the other ones, basically. So he can get the horrible
bad
symptoms of
one.
everything.
Awful.
No, thank you.
Yeah. But he thinks he got like 3 of them at once, dude. That's what they told him. He was not living in this country when this happened
How
to
do
him.
you get it?
What's that?
How do you get it? Is it
I believe
contagious?
dengue fever comes from mosquitoes, and it just made its way into the Western Hemisphere for the first time.
Yeah,
Cool.
Yeah, it showed up in the Caribbean.
USA.
Yeah.
Cool.
I know someone. It actually has been a while because I know someone from when I lived in Puerto Rico who had contracted it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
maybe-
sleeping kind, not the hemorrhagic kind.
Maybe there's something else. I was reading about something where it's a weird coincidence, but totally unrelated. I was reading an article about something where they were talking about disease making its way to the Western Hemisphere for the first time, and it was associated with dengue fever, but I guess it was like something else. That's like, I hate when you hear about because I remember when I was a kid, you first heard about what was at the time called the gay flu, which then became AIDS, which then they realized was HIV. But I remember when it just nobody knew what it was. Like they were just talking about it there's this thing, people keep dying of pneumonia. It's really bizarre. What's doing that? And then it's within 2 years, it's oh yeah, this is a horrible disease that people are spreading to one another, you know?
Yeah, and then at first you have that initial reaction where no one knows necessarily how you get sick or who's getting sick and why. It's scary.
And then they named it AIDS, and there was a diet supplement called AIDS, AIDS.
Yep.
That they had to take off the market because they just the brand name. You can't ever know
ISIS?
Archer with ISIS.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You just never know if that's going to come up.
How did they handle that? I know they changed their name, but how did they handle it on the show, or is that season aired yet?
Hey,
I
Ash.
think it's just coming up season.
Ash. How did Archer handle ISIS?
I'm not actually sure that it's come back on yet. But
Yeah.
Okay, so-
I'm just gonna
Yeah.
one line and then never talk about
Okay, she says it hasn't come back on yet, but there's could be one line they won't talk about it. But they also said there was a date at which they said we'll no longer sell any more ISIS merch. What happened? What's wrong?
Gus literally said that.
No, I believe it. Yeah, okay.
There was also a mobile payment wallet system called ISIS.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
And I think they've had to rebrand. I don't know what they rebranded themselves to. Was the same kind of thing.
Are they even on the market?
Put
yet?
ISIS in your pocket.
Carry them around with you
ISIS
wherever
with
you go.
ISIS is everywhere.
ISIS is in the stores you frequent.
But they're okay. They
Even at
rebranded-
home for online shopping.
Help us spread ISIS across America.
They'll be fine. It was last month. They rebranded themselves to Cosby. what could possibly go wrong with that, Jack?
Jesus, too soon.
Oh man.
When I was in, I'm going to totally move away from that. When I was in Australia, several people came up to me to express how upset they were that you always wore Sydney Roosters hats on the podcast.
Sorry.
So I got a collection of jerseys.
Oh, look at you
you
wearing.
got
You're wearing a
to wear.
Sea Eagles jersey.
So I got right now on episode 301, my first one back, I had a Brisbane Broncos jersey, and
How many people hate you
I
right
also
now?
got the Manly Seagulls, which apparently is a super hated team.
Yeah.
I wore this also while I was down there, and was like, "Oh, come on,
We were
really?"
talking before the podcast. I guess they're like the rich team, and so I'm like, oh, they're like the Yankees, and Barbara's like they're the Toronto Maple Leafs, and I'm like, no, wrong sport.
It's one of those. No, it's like one of those
Both the
examples.
wrong sport.
It's an example
Well, but I'm
of a
saying-
team.
I know, but I don't know if we know. I don't know hockey. I know the Stars and
I say Toronto Maple Leafs
about
because
it.
to me that's a team where everybody hates them except the fans of that team.
I got to
So, like,
point
doesn't matter where
out
you're
that some
from.
company in Australia named Radial apparently stole American Airlines logo. What is
Orchard
it? Oh, I can
Radiators.
only see it from the other
it's
side.
AAA radiators.
AAA radiators.
Okay.
But yeah, right there. That's American.
We should do that.
Airlines.
We should get
On your one
jerseys.
shoulder, I can only see the
It's
two
hard-
A's.
It's hard to see
like a
from
NASCAR
massive
driver.
bicep.
We should get,
Oh, don't laugh that hard. Jesus.
we should get jerseys that have all of our sponsors on them and just wear them while we sit here.
I've never heard her laugh that earnestly before.
Wow.
Manly
kind of
Sea
insulting.
Eagles is actually Ashley's team. That's
Are
one
you
she follows.
insulted?
Apparently, ISIS renamed themselves to Soft Card. And not
Wow.
Cosby, as
I
you
thought you meant the terrorist organization. I was thinking they did what?
Dude, did you hear about the guy here in Texas who sold his truck and it ended up in Syria?
Really?
So
yeah.
some plumbing company, some guy like who owned his plumbing company sold an old like F-250 or whatever. It went to an auction place and then it got sold like multiple times. It ended up in a photo of some terrorist, like ISIS terrorist in Syria shooting like cannons out the back of
It
it.
still has his
And it
company
has
logo.
the logo and the phone number on the
Oh,
door.
no, it doesn't.
Yeah, it
It says
absolutely
like
does.
Mark 1 Plumbing, and
Yeah.
then it's got the phone number. It's like I think it's like out of Conroe or Lufkin.
Yeah, it's here in Texas, but
Are
it's
you
so he's
serious?
and they still
modified
use
it,
that number.
And
Like,
there's a giant machine gun in the back of the truck now, and you see these guys just firing it.
yeah, and so he's getting like death threats and stuff because people are calling it because
Oh
they're
my God.
thinking that he has something to do with it.
That's like the ultimate bad luck Brian right there, right?
Oh, okay, we sold the truck to you guys, and oh man,
Okay,
terrorist.
the disease that I was talking about was a painful mosquito-borne viral disease reaches Western Hemisphere. It's called chikungunya fever.
They need to rebrand that as
That's it.
well.
I think I've eaten
Call
that
that one
before.
Cosby.
Oh, it's related to dengue in the fact that it's the same kind of thing, but it's way, way worse. It like doubles you over in pain. the name chikungunya meaning roughly that which bends up, meaning that's the position you take because you're in such pain, you bend over. Yeah. So and thanks to a couple people on Twitter who pointed that out to me.
How do you like that phone?
QFA Jamie
I think
and
now
Sophia's
when a
mama
dude gets
24.
When a dude gets a boner, I'm
Same to
going to
you
call
guys.
it chikungunya. Bending up.
How do you like that phone, Burnie? I finally held one for the first time, and it seems it's too big. I don't like it.
So Ash got Jack's talking about my iPhone 6 Plus. I've complained about it a bunch, but the size of it's fine. In fact, when I hold somebody else's phone, I'm like, how do you use this tiny thing?
Can you use that with one hand?
Yeah, let me show you a little trick that actually Gavin taught me.
Okay.
Which is if you don't double click, but if you double tap like that, it brings the whole screen down so you can reach the
fingerprint
stuff there. So you can do it. It is less convenient, but Ash, she got an iPhone 6 regular. I made a hand motion of nothing else. iPhone 6 that showed up today, and I was bugging her all day to get it set up so I could compare the two of them for today. But she just was stubborn and wouldn't do it. She was doing something else. She had the toughest job in the world, which is my Christmas gift arrived today apparently on a pallet.
Jesus.
And it showed up and was put in the driveway.
Your gift for her or her gift for you?
Her gift for me.
Okay.
And then she had the boys helping her dismantle it and then wrap whatever this big thing is. And that is I can't take it. I can't live like that. I just have to peek and try to find out what it is.
It's a new Tesla.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't think
It comes in a box.
show up on pallets. I think they just drive those up.
Oh my God. Yeah, Gus is showing me the
The truck with
picture.
the phone number.
Mark 1 Plumbing.
I can't get it to display on the TV for some reason.
Oh,
So
that
we'll
stinks.
put it in the link dump.
Yeah, there'll be a picture.
fantastic.
You can probably just look it up though. ISIS pickup truck. Probably.
Texas plumber.
Good Lord, that poor bastard.
you think so? That's a lesson.
You gotta scrub
if you
that
sell
stuff.
a truck,
Oh, yeah.
fucking take.
Well,
take your phone number
apparently
off.
they said they would do that. Like the people he sold it through said they would take care of it, and they just never did. So that's a
Well, he
lawsuit
sold it
waiting
to
to happen.
terrorists. That's what.
They say lots of things.
How did he even get all the way
They're
over
like
there?
measuring the bed of the truck. Like, yeah, our gun could fit here, guys. Don't want, what? No, nothing. Christmas trees.
What is the chance that guy has not changed that phone number yet? If you
No,
called,
no. Oh, I mean, you can call that number still. I mean, at least as of last week, you could.
Yeah, when we put that in the
So-
link dump, make sure you use the blurred out version or the version where
Somebody else can look
the
it
numbers
up.
cut.
I mean, it's
I don't want it to come back to us.
Sure. That makes sense. Hey, oh yeah, because it'll be well. Anyway, people will look it up and say the RT
They're gonna
podcast.
call Rooster Teeth and
Don't
hang
call
up
the
the
poor
phone.
bastard.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
It's not funny.
Don't be those guys.
Yeah, it's not funny. It's not fun or funny. They'll do it anyway. We're fucking boners.
So okay, has
They're doing it right now.
when did the interview stuff happen? Was that after last podcast?
They canceled. The
It
hack
happened in
had-
stages.
Yeah, the hack
Yeah.
had happened by last podcast, but it had not been
Did we not
canceled.
Did you guys not talk about it last week?
No,
I
it was
thought
one
you
of the
did.
things we wanted to talk about, but we didn't get to.
We should absolutely talk about that.
Of course, it's one of the biggest stories of this week.
One of the few screenings in America or one of the few screenings in America of the interview happened here in Austin at Butnumathon.
Right.
So that's the 24-hour movie festival
So
that
you guys have
Harry
seen it?
Knowles. I haven't seen it. I wasn't there for it, but the people at BNAT did see it.
Did you see it?
I didn't go because I was at Laser Team last day of shooting.
Oh.
Yeah, so I could not go to Butnumathon this year. We talked about it in the past.
Actually,
24-hour film festival.
Butnumathon was after the rap party. It was the day after our rap party, I think.
It was a Sunday. It started on Sunday?
Saturday.
So our rap party was on a Saturday.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, it was during that party. Then.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would have to leave Laser Team last day of shooting after shooting all night. By the way, I'm still not back on a daytime schedule yet. I'm
It's like
just-
jet lag without
I was
traveling.
sleeping before I came to this podcast.
So you're at your prime right now.
What?
You're at your prime.
Are you at your prime an hour after you wake up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You walked into this building, I think 4 minutes before we went live.
Yeah.
I got a text from Burnie 12 minutes before our go live time, said, I'll be right there.
Also, you were here today at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, I know. And then I went home, slept.
Oh, okay.
And then got back for the
Is
podcast.
that how you slept?
Slept like this.
Look at the idea of you just walk through your door, leaning against the wall, fall asleep, wake up again.
Well, the thing I've been thinking about this.
Okay,
this
interview.
hack
Get back to
quite a
the
bit,
interview.
Destiny
the
Dailies.
interview.
yeah.
The last giant export that the United States has is entertainment and
Yeah.
movies.
I agree with that.
And it's definitely
It's a big industry.
Yeah, it's like a strike at the last big industry that we still have. And I don't know. Obviously, I don't know the ins and outs of the case, but
Yeah.
I'm skeptical that North Korea could pull off an attack like this.
Oh, I
Well-
don't. It makes sense to me.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
I think Kim Jong Un would be flattered. That dude's way better looking than.
It was Asian Jim from The Office. I don't know if
Yeah.
you caught that, but yeah, it's weird. So there was some defector. I read an article saying that there was 1,200 cyber warriors working for North Korea. That all they do
In North Korea.
In North Korea,
Right.
All they do is hack.
Okay.
But where do they get training? And I don't understand that. It's
From North Korean.
But do they bring these people in?
They
Google.
kidnap them. They've kidnapped directors before to make them make movies
Yeah.
for Kim Jong-il,
Yeah.
his father. They had a director from, was it South Korea?
I think the director was from Japan and
Yeah.
the actress was from
Yeah,
South
yeah.
Korea.
They kidnapped them, took them to North Korea. He had to make films for them, and Kim Jong-il basically strongly suggested they get remarried because he really liked when they were
Strongly
married. So they
suggested.
ended up getting married.
Wow.
At his suggestion. And he was there like 7 years.
It was a
right?
long time, yeah.
Making movies for the guy.
But did you hear like right now, North Korean internet is down. Like they got DDoS, so like their internet's completely down.
Anonymous also says they're going to release the interview on Christmas Day.
Oh, really?
Whether or not Sony does, Anonymous will release it to the web.
Well, Sony said they're now going to release it for free via Crackle.
No,
right?
that was a rumor.
Was it?
Yeah.
I thought it was the head of Sony said that.
No, that was a rumor.
Okay.
That was the last I heard. That was a rumor which had been denied.
See, the thing that bugs me is Sony came out and said like, so first of all, like Regal pulled out, Cinemark pulled out, all these different chains, these major chains said, okay, we're not going to screen it, and that's what got Sony.
Those
to
are
finally-
movie distribution companies
Yeah,
here. Those
so-
are movie theater companies.
Yeah,
here
so
in
those
America.
are movie theaters, and
Yeah.
so all these theaters came out and said we're not going to screen it because like the North Korea threatened to attack theaters or whatever, and so like we're not going to do it. There are some like independent cinemas, like the Alamo Drafthouse, said we will absolutely keep screening it. Like we have no
Right.
issue with that. Then Sony's like, we can't find anyone to screen it, so we're not going to show it. And the Drafthouse is like, hey, we'll totally screen it, and they're like, no, we can't find anybody.
Everyone's
Over
checking
here.
out.
Yeah,
And then
if they were the only theater that had it,
Yeah.
they would just show it in every screen,
yeah, absolutely.
constantly,
Yeah.
24 hours a day.
Yeah, it'd be
and
running
everyone would come
nonstop.
watch it. Yeah,
And then it become like a destination, like a whole like this would be a media thing, and then like if you're I don't know, but
Can we analyze the threat first of all? First of all, does North Korea ever engage in actual terrorism
I
of blowing stuff up?
believe they blew up an airliner in the mid 90s. Let me fact check that.
Wasn't there some sort of threat against Austin?
Did they
Because-
shoot down an airliner, or they had like a
think they had a
terrorism
bomb
blew
on
it
it.
up?
there was a map like behind
Yeah.
Kim Jong Un, like showing rocket locations.
And people thought Austin was one of
It was
them?
like L.A., Hawaii, New York, and Austin for some reason.
Yeah.
So
Turned out to be
Alamo
completely
specifically. That
nuts.
was weird. She had a lot of foreshadowing on
South
that.
Lamar. It was very strange.
But it
Apparently,
seems to me
Montreal's
like the
going to show it, though.
toughest thing in the world would be to recruit North Korea sympathetic terrorists that are willing to die for North Korea. It seems like the moment people step foot out of North Korea, they're like, "Oh, thank God, I'm out. Any reason I get out, I'm gone. I'm not sympathetic to that
I've seen
cause
some
anymore."
documentaries about like how brainwashed the North Korean people are to the point where they think that Kim Jong Il or Kim Jong Un can read their minds, and if they think bad thoughts about dear leader, then they're going to get in trouble.
Yeah.
And it's just like that's a next level brainwashing thing.
Believe me, I've seen just about every
Yeah, yeah.
documentary possible about
Did
North
you see the
Korea.
eye doctor one?
Yep. Love that one.
That brainwashing thing that he's talking about, that was most evidence in that eye doctor one. It's on Netflix. I don't know the name of it. A guy goes to North Korea to perform a simple like cataract surgery on people. And it's just like all the trials and tribulations he deals with and how it's just
I
horrifying.
think he wants to do something crazy like perform 1,000 surgeries over a weekend or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, they blew up an airliner, a Korean air flight in 1987.
They really did.
87.
And they claimed responsibility and everything.
Yep.
so was that Kim Jong Il or
It
was
was
that Kim Il Sung?
It would have been Kim Il Sung at that time.
How does that not cause a war?
It's so tenuous. I mean, even a couple years ago, North Korea sank that South Korean cruiser off the coast.
Yeah.
A bunch of sailors died. That didn't start a war.
They fired a missile at Japan, towards Japan.
Fired missiles over Japan.
Yeah, over
Well,
Japan.
it's one of those things too, where it's like if you start a war, okay, say everyone's like, oh, well, let's go in there and take out like send in SEAL Team 6 and just wipe out their leadership.
No.
Then what do? And then you've got this country full of people that now do we have to install it? Like, do we install a democracy? Does South
that's the
Korea
problem with every
unify it?
American invasion.
The other problem is artillery. There's so many artillery positions along the DMZ, and Seoul is so close to the DMZ.
Yeah.
They would fucking shoot the shit out of Seoul. It would be crazy.
Yeah.
You know, what I mean, there's I think a
there's
show
no-
of force, use of force is impossible in that kind of situation.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a mess. But this whole thing with like the movie and everything, I don't know. It just bugs me that
Yeah.
it's kind of like a he said she said type deal where it's like, oh, we're doing this because of this, and it's like, but they're saying this, and I don't know.
But
Like, did you hear North Korea wants to help the U.S. find the hackers?
You're gonna do a joint investigation.
like,
it's
oh,
like
we'll
OJ
help
looking
you.
for the real killer.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, North Korea's gonna go golfing. I'm like, oh, we'll help you after we're done with
we'll
this.
help you, man.
I saw an article saying Montreal was still going to show it because apparently they already have the reel there.
Really?
They said, fuck it, we're going to show it.
Let's go to Montreal.
Let's do it.
Oh, I just wanted to go.
Company trip.
At this point, Interview comes out in theaters next Friday. They say, you know what, we're going to do this. We're going to put this movie out for this coming Friday. We're doing it. Here it comes. I wouldn't go see it. Would you go see it?
Yeah.
I've been beaten to death with hype and drama over this movie.
I
I'm
wanted
not
to see the
interested in
movie
it.
before this whole thing happened.
You would have.
Because it looked funny, yeah.
It did look funny. It did look really funny.
I'll go see it.
So I wouldn't see it because of all this happening. I would see it because it's a movie that comes out during Christmas time. I'm doing nothing during Christmas. Let's go see a movie.
I think that people will now go see the movie on principle. I'm the opposite direction. I'm like, I can't take all this.
You're done.
I'm done.
Yeah.
Did you see James Franco at the end of the Colbert Report? Like the finale of the Colbert Report, they had a musical number where they brought out just probably 100 special guests.
Yeah. By the way, none of those people could sing that song. Not one of them. I mean,
Randy Newman could.
They cut to people and they were just like, it looked like 4-year-olds in church, like trying to mouth along with the song. It was a nice moment, but it was
Elijah
weird.
Wood was in there. I see Elijah Wood. He was hidden in the background.
Yeah.
But James Franco was in there. It was like the first time I'd seen him after all this mess, and he just looked like beat.
He's in
like he looked deflated.
a movie coming up with the guy from Superbad. I forget his name.
He's with
Jonah Hill?
Jonah Hill.
Yeah, True
called
Story.
True Story, yeah, which is looks like a drama, not a comedy.
Yeah, it's that one was super creepy too.
Yeah.
Like Jonah Hill plays a disgraced journalist who then gets in with like a killer. Or
Yeah, the killer claims to be that journalist, and then
Are these our cameras? We have new cameras today?
We're just testing them.
What does that mean?
Our machines won't handle
So which
those
camera are we
cameras
using?
yet.
That camera or that
Camera
camera?
one,
The old
camera
ones.
two.
The little
the
ones.
normal
Oh,
ones.
little ones?
Yeah.
New cameras coming.
Huh?
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, I know. You just ruined it.
Oh, shut your mouth.
Yeah, I'm going to
Cut
read
it.
this. I want to remind everyone, this episode of the podcast is brought to you by that's Casper.com. Promo code Rooster Teeth. Get another $50 off. They actually sent me a
They send you
queen-size
a
mattress.
Oh, nice.
Whoa, really?
Do we have
What?
it here on set?
Alan was really upset about it.
Yeah.
We should put it right here. We should replace the coffee table with it and just lay
Yeah,
on
Alan
it.
was like, yeah, let's set it up in the studio for crunch time. People can share it. I was like, nah.
Nah.
So
Share
you
it.
took it for yourself?
Yeah. Did you hear who read the ad? And let me tell you, it's a wonderful mattress.
Yeah, you're not
Yes,
biased.
Actually, well, I want to.
Is it good?
I set it up in my guest bedroom.
Yeah?
And I have a problem now that I only want to sleep in my guest bedroom.
Why? What's the story? What's the difference?
Well, in my master bedroom, I have a king size bed, but I got a queen size mattress for the guest, so I'm gonna end up buying my own king.
You know what?
Esther kicked you out. Do you want to talk about it?
I've had a long few days.
Now he always wants to sleep in the guest room.
Yeah.
Guest
Now. I don't-
guest in your own house.
I don't know if I've ever
The
sat on this couch before. This is the most awkward couch ever. Like there's no comfortable way
I've
to
seen you sit on
You
that couch
think it's
before.
the last couple podcasts, I've either been in your chair or Bernie's chair.
I saw you sitting in the middle.
Barbara,
Really?
I
I
can
know,
tweet a
I
photo
I
of
popped
Jack
in.
and I not paying attention when you're doing your ad read. I was looking up a photo of North Korea at nighttime. God damn it, Barbara Dunkelman. What the fuck were you doing?
I popped in that
You
one
would look
time.
like you're not paying attention either. You're
I
also
know.
fucking with your
That's why I didn't
busy
include
tweeting.
myself in
Pimping
the
her
picture.
fucking social media profile over there.
I appreciate that people look stuff up when I'm reading it. You got a little bit of downtime. You got like a minute. It's like your quick break.
I
Yeah,
didn't
I
check
never
Twitter.
said it was negative. I
I'm
just
sending
said
to
this is
Patrick
what,
right now.
This is what it looks like.
Son of a bitch.
So anyway, this couch is awkward. You should buy a new couch.
I know.
hate you, Jack.
You just have to have better posture.
Well, see you in
when
6
you're
months,
on it.
dude.
All right, man. That's fun. It's cool.
Yeah, we were just reminiscing
Monday night
before
talk?
about the old podcast couch. How we
They
miss it.
say you spend a third of your life sleeping. That your mattress
if
is
you sleep
actually
it-
your most important
If you
purchase.
sleep 8 hours a day, yeah. That's,
And I sleep way more than that if possible.
Which I still think is stupid. I mean, it's like that. I don't know how evolution didn't weed out sleep. I don't get it. I still don't get it.
My dad actually told me something really interesting recently.
Larry?
Yes, Larry Dunkelman. They apparently the sleeping patterns like way back in the day. I don't remember what time period. If you want to text me the time period, let me know. Where they would go to bed right when it became dark, and then they would sleep for about 4 hours, wake up, and do stuff, go visit friends, eat whatever, and then go to sleep for another 4 hours until the morning.
Yeah, that would work in some places.
But
Especially
that's the way it was. All for
This
everyone.
bit of information brought to you by Barbara's faulty memory. I can't tell you where and I can't tell you when, but I can tell you it might be happening.
may
Please
exist.
text me, Dad.
So
Save me.
how would that work in Canada during the summer? Because do you get that much continuous darkness?
You would go to bed at, I guess, 4:30. And then
It doesn't get
4:30
dark at 4:30 in the
Four-
summer.
a.m.?
in the winter.
What about the summer?
Yeah, he said summer.
Oh,
I'm talking when you have longer light periods.
I guess you would just sleep into the light time.
That's actually the part. That's light time. That's the part of Texas's geography that I've grown used to. Like, people talk about weather. The change in light would drive me crazy. You know, even just going a little bit north to LA, that affects me. You know what I mean? And to go to Seattle, I couldn't hack it. I couldn't hack it getting dark at like 4 in the afternoon.
I've got family up in Alaska, and there's a whole period of a few weeks where it never gets completely dark. And that would drive me crazy.
There's a horror movie about vampires that like when the 30 Days of Dark kicks in.
Yeah.
I think it's called 30 Days of Night, right?
Yeah, 30 Days a Night is based on a comic, I think.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Such a great premise.
Yeah.
If I was a vampire, go live up there. I was going to say if I was a dinosaur, go live there.
Did
If I was a
you
dinosaur, live where the fuck I want to.
did you ever see
fucking dinosaur?
Jurassic
Insomnia?
World.
What?
Did you ever see the movie Insomnia?
Is that based on the Stephen King book?
No, it was originally I want to say a Swedish movie.
Robin Williams?
I think Stellan Skarsgård.
I'm going to say it's Robin Williams too. We're on this like associative path.
They
here.
did like an American remake of it.
Yeah, they did an American remake.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Robin Williams.
I'm not sure. About the
I was
one.
going to say it was Robin Williams too, but then I thought I was mixing up a 24-hour photo.
No,
That's the same thing I thought.
that movie was
they
creepy.
came out right around the same time. I
Did
think.
they? Okay.
Yeah,
But-
because Robin Williams went on that streak of kind of weird, dark movies.
But
Yeah.
it's a like a creepy murder mystery that takes place in that part of the world
Al Pacino and Robin Williams.
where it never really gets dark, where it's daylight.
Yeah.
For a really long period of time.
2 LA homicide detectives are dispatched to a northern town where the sun doesn't set to investigate the methodical murder of a local teen.
Would you rather live in 30 days of sunlight or 30 days of darkness?
I like the night better, I think. But I think after a while, I would just like feel like I was missing something.
Yeah, I would feel just like depressed because it's just dark all the time. Kind of like when we're in the studio for hours and hours.
If you ask me in the summer, I would definitely say 30 days a night. Around here,
I guess, yeah.
fuck the sun.
Fuck the sun.
What does it ever do?
What
for
about in the
us?
winter?
I might still say night. I might say night all the time.
That's true.
Well,
I
except
hate-
then I could sleep for 4 hours and get up and do activities and then sleep for 4 more hours.
I just sent Bernie the
Where'd you
link
hear
to that
that?
Wikipedia article about it's called segmented sleep.
Segmented sleep. Well, wasn't that like Da Vinci would sleep like 3 hours at a time? Not the way he worked?
Yeah, I think I've heard people
Yeah.
do that. Give me another beer, Barbara.
Somebody. Was Da Vinci the other one?
Please.
Michelangelo.
Please.
One or two of them.
I,
there was only-
I work
I
with
saw
Gus. I never
only
get
2 of them.
pleases.
I'm
One
gonna
of them.
bitch for a minute.
What?
What? Well, this is a first.
I saw a phone commercial with the stupidest feature ever.
It's
been running for a while,
What would
but-
be a dumb phone feature, Jack? That would
Dumb
make Gus
phone
mad.
feature.
You talk to people.
I won't say what it is,
It'd
but
be
I'll
like
talk about
it'd
it
be
more.
like a touch screen on the back.
I've
or
been
some shit like
watching this
that.
commercial for a while before I finally
good
realized
one.
what it was.
Let me think about this. Barb, think about this. What's a bad phone feature that Gus would
That
hate?
Gus would hate.
There's a lot of stuff I hate.
Like dumb as in useless or
See,
I know.
I'm not
even
gonna
like
elaborate.
text to speech or something like that. Like some.
To me, it's like once we got a phone that has a camera on the front of it, like we
Getting
dedicated
warm.
the camera to the front of the fucking thing until we can take photos of ourselves. That's the end of civilization. We all act like it's a totally normal thing.
Wait till you hear my feature then.
Good lord.
what is
What's
it? Now I need
this?
to know.
It shoots video through both cameras at the same time, so you can film something and be filming your reaction simultaneously.
Fucking A.
Wow.
Whoever watches a video and thinks, I wonder what the camera person's face looked like when they were filming this.
That's
So
that's
it's like
every
home
Let's
movies.
Play ever,
Yeah,
other
it's
than
like
ours.
home movies with Let's Play,
Yeah.
basically.
yeah.
Wow.
It's like you can comment and react to what you're filming as you film it.
So how would it just take 2 separate videos?
Gus is upset by that.
There you go.
I think it was an HTC phone.
Would it take 2 separate
I
videos, or
think
would
it
you?
embeds, I don't know. I did not research any further. I saw that and I got really angry and I immediately had to start drinking. I was going to drink anyway, I'll be honest
See,
with
the
you.
only thing I could see that being useful for is, when, for example, achievement hunters filming themselves play something like if the person's filming and playing something with the other person physically, like
That is-
ping pong
yeah,
or
yeah.
something, and like getting both sides of it without having to like flip the camera each time. You know what I
I
mean?
guess so.
Maybe.
Just don't do that. Just play, just play ping pong.
Or get someone else to film it.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
have a shitload of GoPros now. We're just gonna get the head straps, and everyone's gonna start wearing them around. Then we're gonna have Let's Plays of just going to work.
Here's
and everyday life.
Here's the problem
Let's
with
work.
that is that the GoPro is that when you guys interact with each other, you're all gonna have the GoPros on your head.
Yeah.
So it's gonna
You're just
look
gonna be like,
It's gonna look so dumb.
or it's just gonna like just seeing somebody with the GoPro on. You have this vision. It's gonna be so you'll see what our office like, except everyone will have a camera. That additional aesthetic.
Have you seen like the motorcycle guys who wear helmets that have like 4 GoPros? There's like one
Yeah.
facing on the side, one on the top, and the one backwards. They have like a shit ton of cameras all over 'em.
Yeah.
We should do that.
I like
We should
when
walk
the
around with those on.
MotoGP guys like put cameras on the side. They go so fucking low on those
Yeah.
turns. It's just like it's frightening. That red and white striped. If I'm ever on a track with that red and white stripe on the side, I know I'm gonna die. I'll just jump off the motorcycle and die right away.
Yeah, I don't have the. Is this the camera?
Oh my
All
god.
right, we have the
So
camera.
there, it's one video that's split.
Oh, it's split down the middle.
Yeah.
I
So
thought
the
it
left
was
side is one
dumb.
view and the right side's the other view.
Oh, not only that, they're both vertical, which is even worse.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Fucking bookmark this podcast. because we don't know what this is called and we're making fun of it. Everyone's going to be making these things
Like
in
with the selfie?
in 2 years. Yeah. And they'll be like, they were talking about split vids back in 2014. They didn't know what it was called.
It's going to be called split vids.
Fuck split vids.
Fuck split
split
vids.
vids.
Fucking
Yeah.
stay off it.
That's
I
what-
bet somebody Instagram is like, fuck, and they're like coding for that right now.
Yep.
I guarantee. Did
Somebody
you read the
listening.
recent valuation of Instagram?
Oh my god!
It's
Get
gone
the
up or
fuck
down?
out of here! Another thing that made me mad.
Oh, so that means it's gone up.
$35 billion.
Sell.
No,
Sell
they
at a-
sold. They were
Oh, they're
sold to
already
Facebook
sold.
for $2 billion.
$2 billion.
Or was it $1 billion?
I think it was. I thought it was 2.
I think
It was
it's
so
2.
much money at the time that the founders were just laughing on the call when they had an interview about it. Do you remember that?
Yep.
And now it's worth $35 billion.
I would be happy. I would at 2. Fucking get out.
Yeah.
But here's
peace.
what's crazy. Just like a month ago, YouTube was valued at $40 billion. And they were talking, or was it, yeah, I think it was YouTube at 40 and Twitter was at 35. And people were saying, do you guys think that Twitter is actually worth less than YouTube? It's like, yes! YouTube is an
Absolutely,
industry.
yes.
Yeah.
It
Also,
has
Twitter
a
makes, like, they don't really make that much money.
They don't make any money.
Aren't they, like, in a deficit, basically,
Yeah, they
every
lose
year?
money all the time.
But they're on the stock market, though.
Yeah.
So I mean, so how are they getting these valuations? Is it just eyeballs, basically?
Well, they're a publicly traded company because they're part of Facebook. So that valuation just comes in. Then you have to determine how much of Facebook's value is based on Instagram.
Okay.
At least I don't
How much
think.
is Facebook worth?
Who knows? I don't.
Their
know.
stock
Just
just
look at
hit
the
an
market
all-time
cap
high.
on it.
More than
Jesus.
YouTube? I
Oh
imagine?
yeah.
Way more?
Yeah. Like it's like pushing up towards Apple, and
Jeez.
Microsoft and sites.
Their
and
stock is
companies
currently
like that.
trading at $81. It closed it at $81.45. Their market cap is about $222.5 billion.
$222
Oh my God.
$500 million. There you go.
How much is all of Russia?
right today?
Yeah.
Have you heard about the ruble?
Oh yeah, it's tanking right now, right?
Tanking. That's
So-
going to be great
So you
for
can trade
everybody.
you can trade Facebook for Russia. And then be like, yeah, let's just swap it out.
It's
No problem.
crazy. It's crazy. I mean, people always get
Russia
really
book.
excited about the highs, those high highs.
Yeah.
You know, where it's like, oh, sell high, sell high. You know, it's like, and you can always see in hindsight like what the high of something was. But really, the bigger part of that equation is buying something when it's undervalued
Yeah.
and having a vision that it's going to go higher. You know what I mean? That's where you can make a ton of money doing that.
Like gasoline right now.
I knew somebody who bought Dell stock in the 90s.
So you know anyone from Austin?
They bought, yeah, pretty much. They bought it at like $2 a share, and it went to $4 a share. And this person then sold it because they doubled their money in like 2 months and threw a party. About 5 years later, we looked back and said they threw a $700,000 party because Dell in the mid 90s just like
exploded.
it like split 10 times or something like that. It just kept skyrocketing.
Well, Dell's based here in Austin, up in Round Rock, and yeah, you hear about Dellionaires, about all these people have made. You know, they are now multimillionaires based on their Dell stock.
Yeah.
So
And but it doesn't always stay that way forever. Dell bought back their company.
Yeah.
From the public. Michael Dell bought it back. Like bought all the stock. And
he's been doing a lot better now too, right?
Yeah.
The company's gotten.
You don't know.
Well,
because
yeah.
it's not publicly traded. They don't have to
guess so.
disclose.
Yeah, he said at the time that he's being held back by being essentially at the mercy of shareholders, you know what I mean, for decisions that he makes and stuff like that. And so I guess that was the decision to do that.
Yeah, I think once they go private, it's a lot easier to axe products and maybe take a
Sure.
short-term loss for longer-term gain instead of
harder to
having
explain that
constantly-
to a group of shareholders.
Right, who just want immediate returns and don't see a long-term value. So apparently that piece of shit phone is called the HTC Desire Eye.
Desire Eye.
Yeah, I'm getting it tweeted to me.
Yeah.
You're going to get that phone.
Alan's got a sponsorship deal right now, like in front of him. He's like,
Not doing the
God
fucking
damn it,
split
Gus.
Like I always wonder like what's the weirder story like in business. One of the famous examples is Digg. Digg was dominant. Everybody was on Digg.com. And they, for a couple different reasons, people just cool off on stuff online eventually. Things get old. And people abandon it. There was talk that they were going to sell to Google for $190 million. And then 3 years later, they sold for $500,000. Like they went from $190 million valuation, like a deal on the table, to $500,000 what they sold their last assets
And
for.
2 medium pizzas.
Yeah. I mean, $500,000 is a lot of money, don't get me wrong. But that's kind of thing you're like, oh shit. The other thing is the flip side is like what Reddit did, where the founders of Reddit sold for like $3 million to Condé Nast, one of the biggest publishing companies in the world. And now Reddit's worth $190 million after they sold it. So which is the harder thing to live with, right? Is it harder to live with there was all this money, and now we didn't go out at the high, or we like went out way too early.
I'm sure, it's hard to reconcile in your head, but if I was, one of the Reddit founders who sold at 3 million, I would think, well, it was Condé Nast who took it to 190.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would have had the expertise to grow it, or if I would have been able to successfully do that.
The other one's more of a missed opportunity.
Right.
This one is just like, oh, well, could have been. Could have, would have, should have.
Yeah. I can't imagine being Digg and knowing that there was that number out there. There was an offer out there.
Yeah.
And
And
then you
who's
just
the guy?
walked away
Who's
from it.
the final guy who said no? We'll pass. And
I think
pushed.
actually Google walked away from what I've heard.
Oh,
from
they
that.
walked away
From
from
what
it?
I've heard. From what I've heard. It's all
It
total
was
hearsay.
John Digg.
All that shit is rumors too. A lot of stuff will get floated. To
It's
for lots of
gets
reasons.
telephone down.
All right, I'm gonna try to see if they ever publicly said they were Reddit.
So apparently, I'm also being told, who is this? Someone on Twitter, Noobs28, is saying that split screen video is, they're going to say it'll be called a half C,
A half C.
which I think is that's a pretty good name.
A half C. I like that as well. I don't know. It sounds something like sexual. It's like, did you bang her? No, we said halfsies.
She had a headache.
Just the tip.
Let me see here.
I mean, split screen videos obviously already exist, but this is something different where you get front and back.
Rumored to
So I
be
feel like it's gonna
upwards
called
of even
something else.
7 million, the sale of Reddit back in the day, but now worth 191 million. That was the last time I even checked on it. It's probably worth more than that now.
Jesus.
Probably.
Yeah, sorry, Barb.
Oh, no, it's all good.
They just did their Secret Santa. Like Reddit has that Secret Santa thing every year.
Didn't they break a record this year?
I think so. Like they've broken world records like every year they've done it. But
Yeah.
it's kind of fun. You see every now and then like Vern Troyer participated, and I think Major Nelson participated in it.
So Ron
Reddit's huge,
Perlman
man.
also.
Yeah, Ron Perlman. Yeah, Major Nelson sent an Xbox One to somebody, whoever he got, which is pretty cool. Like you get it, and then someone got like a $5,000 sculpture sent to him.
What?
Yeah,
I see crazy stuff like someone will post like a MacBook Pro.
Yeah,
and I'm
someone
like,
got a
there's no way you
MacBook.
actually got that. Or like someone posted like
I
the
believe it.
PS4 with all the games.
yeah.
I believe someone got a MacBook Pro. Because let's say you're getting a new computer and you have an old one and it's just like, it still works, but you don't really know what to do with it. So just like, yeah, all right, make someone's Christmas.
Dude, what if you fucked up though and you had to like return a MacBook Pro the same day you were going to ship your Reddit gift and you like accidentally shipped them the wrong thing? You're like, oh no.
You have two sealed brown boxes and did put an address
And then
on
you're all
it.
over the front page like, best gift ever. You're like, yeah. It's the best.
Give it back.
All right, here's a question for you, Bernie.
Bring it on.
We are, 4 days away from Christmas?
We're 4 days from Christmas.
How many, do you have all of your gifts purchased?
I do.
Really?
Have they all
do.
been palletized?
No, I have
They're showing up on a
all
truck.
of my gifts purchased.
Nice.
I get off easy because I don't have to buy anything for employees because we do bonuses. So it's like I feel like
I get off
that's
easy, too.
like right. That's like
Gross.
What'd you
Gross.
So I get off easy too.
say? Happens to all of us. No, but I had a big long talk with the kids about this too. Is like they were fretting about like how did they have enough gifts for people? I'm like don't sweat it. As long as somebody gets a gift, that's Christmas. You don't need like a bajillion gifts.
Yeah.
No.
I think
that
like, whoever
Christmas?
did the campaign for Christmas with like a mountain of presents under the tree is like the same people who did the engagement ring thing with like the beers. It's just like they just came up with that one day.
So how many people do you buy presents for?
5, I guess altogether. I guess 6. You include my brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
7 if you include Gus. Right?
What's that?
7 if you include Gus.
I got Gus a Christmas gift and
I know.
he got mad at me.
I got mad.
Did you?
I didn't have anything for her.
Yeah,
I
it's
felt terrible.
Well, no, I was at Twin Liquors and I picked something up for
She
him.
knows what I like.
Smart girl. She knows.
Yeah, and I'm just like, here you go.
Would you
And
rather give a bad gift or get a bad gift?
Get a bad gift.
get?
Get a bad gift.
Yeah.
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 Isn't that weird? Like giving, like the giving thing is like, it's gone just like, the act of giving to like, this has to be awesome.
I don't like being around someone when they open a gift I've given them.
Oh, really?
I don't want to be there.
Oh,
I don't
God.
want to know.
We should totally do that at the next
If-
podcast. You have to get all of us a
Yeah.
gift by next week.
If they're like, I don't want to know if they're if it's a bad gift or if it's
If they're, oh,
if they're not excited about it, or
thanks.
if, like if they're faking enthusiasm. I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
I was
don't wanna
okay
be there.
being there when you opened it because I knew you would like
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I got drunk.
The bottle
we
of Crown
did
Royal.
a Secret Santa at work, and I really.
You had the best gift for your person.
Oh, for Steffi.
Yeah, it was
Oh.
amazing.
It was just. I thought it was just dumb.
It was
Honestly.
so funny.
Oh, I'm glad.
But what'd you give her?
I got her an Achievement Hunter preparedness kit. Like she's one of the newest people at Achievement Hunter.
Yeah.
And I basically said, here's everything you'll need if an Achievement Hunter approaches you. If they do, don't run. Just follow these instructions. Everybody had like an instruction. So it was
that's clever.
Gavin's was like a shiny object. Just show it to him and then throw it behind a couch, and then he'll try to dig it and add it to his nest for the next hour, and then just run. Then just back away slowly. And it was like all stuff like that.
Like a Red
That's
Bull
clever.
to throw at Michael and then like run the other way.
Yeah. Caleb's was of various balls. Just throw one as far as you can. and then shut the door when he leaves to chase after it, to fetch it. I said, otherwise he will come back in with the ball and then tell you how that's a completely legitimate sport. Don't listen to him. But it was just silly stuff like that. And then I got her like in the middle of that. I went over the limit, which that limit's stupid.
I have.
Is that a
trouble keeping
problem
on
if
the
you
limit.
do that?
No, I went way over the limit for it too.
I figured if people draw me too, it's like kind of like, kind of like a lottery thing. It's like these like of course I'm going to spend more than that on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of like one of those things where
What was the limit? Was it like 25?
It was
like
30.
$30.
25 to
okay.
30.
And so I got her a gift card to like this like spa
Yeah.
thing, so she could like relax after dealing with you fucking animals all day long.
Yeah, you can't really buy anything that fits on a pallet for $30.
I know.
Palette. Yeah.
You'd be surprised.
I got Steffi a car.
What is
Here,
what is the cheapest amount of things, or the cheapest thing you can buy that would come on a pallet?
Like an inflatable
Yeah,
couch.
like or
My pallets.
No, because that
Pallet
would break down.
pallets.
Like, well, I mean, yeah,
Bubble wrap?
a pallet of bubble wrap.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, like, what is? Yeah, that would make sense. How much would a pallet of bubble wrap cost?
Probably like $100. Not even.
Like, what do you
knows?
even need a pallet that? Because it's not going to break. The whole idea of a pallet is like put something heavy.
How many
on.
pallets of bubble wrap show up somewhere and some dude just starts unwrapping and going, "Where the fuck is this thing?" What are they
It's like something like this
what are
big
they
wrapped in it.
protecting in this? If I want to give a shout out to anybody during the holidays, let's give a shout out to the dude who invented the little balloons of cellophane that come in packages
Oh
now.
yeah, the Amazon packages.
Yeah, whatever, every package. We just all
Yeah,
get our
yeah.
stuff from Amazon
Yeah,
now
yeah.
because we're all fucking corporate horse. But whoever
Thank you,
invented
Amazon.
those and got rid of
Amazon Prime.
styrofoam peanuts, fuck styrofoam
Yes.
peanuts. Those are gone from our lives now.
Thankfully.
Occasionally I'll get an item, I'll go, what the fuck, styrofoam, when I pull it out. And I'm always surprised when that happens.
I hate styrofoam.
Yeah.
I hate the noise it makes.
Weren't you in a box of styrofoam for
No,
an RT Life?
those were packing peanuts, but they weren't the styrofoam ones.
Oh, like
They
the
were
cornstarch ones?
Yeah.
Okay.
Those dudes, I feel so bad for those guys. The guys who made the cornstarch
They
peanuts.
stick to everything.
Because they came out with that, like, look what we invented. It's like biodegradable. It's good for the environment, whatever. It's like, yeah, I just invented this like balloon. Oh, fuck. those biodegradable
They went from a
guys.
$190 million valuation to a $500,000
We should have
valuation.
sold. God damn it.
Those guys had like a solid 9 months, and that was it. That was it. And then the dude was like, "Well, just put in little air pockets in there. That'll work great."
Yeah.
Those things are awesome because it's like, I remember you had to like have bags of styrofoam peanuts.
Oh, yeah.
And that was before like you really shipped a lot of stuff. But now with Amazon, I think probably 50% of the things that I get are delivered to me.
I got really. I've only recently signed up for Prime. It's a new development for me.
Prime is
I know.
so awesome.
I can't believe
So it's
I waited this
$70 a
long.
year?
It's 100 now.
I think it's 100 now. But I don't know if it's only Prime or a non-Prime
Should be
thing.
free.
I got a delivery Sunday the other day.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was driving by my mailbox. I was like, there's stuff in there. I was like, I got delivery to my mailbox, an Amazon package on Sunday.
Was it a pantry one?
No.
That's another service we have here. They just rolled out Amazon Instant in Manhattan. Hour delivery.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's like ordering like takeout.
That's
Except
cool.
for everything.
What happened to the Amazon drone thing? Is that still happening, or is that just a bullshit thing?
That was one of the best things ever. Best marketing schemes ever. That came out Saturday before Black Monday. That's
Cyber
why
Monday.
they did
Cyber
that.
Monday.
What's that? Let's say, yeah, Cyber Monday. Thank you. So it was like everybody was
Monday.
going to Amazon's site to look at this like drone thing.
Yeah.
On the biggest digital shopping day of the year.
Shit, that is genius. I
It
didn't
was
think of that.
fucking genius that
Wow.
they did that.
Huh.
But anyway, the drone thing is like, it could happen, but I don't think the legality of it's really been worked out yet because there's a case
airspace
right now of a guy who shot down a drone that was over his neighbor flew a drone over his property. He shot it out of the air. And they're in court battling it out over who's going to pay for the drone. And it's like, what are the rights, of like, look, you flew something into my airspace. I get to shoot it. That's the way the world works.
Yeah,
Yeah,
give
but
a bubble
how
up.
high does your airspace? Do your airspace
Mine
rights
goes pretty
go?
high.
No, like legally. Because
Yeah, you can't see a plane
the
flying
city
over
can fly
your
planes.
house,
Yeah,
yeah.
you're not
Yeah.
shooting at planes.
You're not.
No, I'm
No.
definitely not.
Is it like a ceiling across the board, or is it like a certain amount above the highest structure on your
Probably
property?
matters like state to state. I know like going down in the ground, you don't have much.
Yeah, you don't own mineral rights.
Yeah,
or
you got about
nothing.
3 feet, and then you're in somebody else's property that owns the mineral rights. Who the fuck owns all those mineral rights? Because if nobody owns the mineral rights to their own property, who does?
I assume it's probably the state government does.
Yeah.
And they sell it or lease it to companies, I would assume.
They drink your milkshake.
Yes, they drink your milkshake from a sideways.
And how, by the way, how horrible would it be to discover that there's oil on your property? That would be probably one of the worst things that's ever happened.
Yeah.
Until they hand you a check and say, here, you have to move off
You
your
don't own the
property
mineral
now.
rights.
But if someone wants to put a oil derrick on your house, or in your yard, they're gonna have to pay you,
They'll drink your milkshake.
or they'll drink your milkshake.
Yeah.
They'll set up a giant oil well right next to your house.
I guess
in the middle of the cul-de-sac, like right in the
just
dead
dig
center
that
of
way.
it.
that's the other crazy thing that's going on right now. Gas. What's the lowest you've seen it?
I think the lowest I've seen is like 212.
It's on 209.
I saw 203. Wow. I'm still waiting for that tick over to 1. And I saw somebody post online about it. And that's in the U.S., I'd say lately we've been paying about $3.80 a gallon for gas, and now we're down to like $2 a gallon, essentially, is where we are.
You know what? I
haven't seen that in years.
I hate something. This
Go
makes
ahead.
me this makes me think of something else.
How can
hate
you hate
something?
cheap gas?
No, cheap. I love cheap gas.
Okay.
But I hate what cheap gas has done to Tesla stock. Because people are
Totally
like,
makes sense.
yeah, but it's how short-sighted is that?
Well, buy Tesla stock then.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. This is the opportunity you were talking about. It's like, oh, gas is cheap. There's no need for electric cars anymore.
Clearly.
Yeah.
It's like, what, are you all fucking stupid?
Yep.
Well, you've got
it's just a short reprieve.
So you've got a hybrid and you've got a fully electric car.
It's fully electric.
That's awesome. I'm so jealous of your car. Is there another Tesla out there too? Like I think someone over the building next to us also owns a Tesla.
haven't
Or are
seen
you
it.
parking in their parking
I saw
spots?
one-
There better not be.
I
Oh, you
saw-
mean sound check?
Yeah.
I totally park in their parking spot.
Oh, okay.
They put that thing where they put like sound check on there. I'm like, fuck you guys. What are you you making laws with spray paint? Go fuck yourselves.
Spray paint is 9/10
I
a lot.
That is true.
never like when I had my truck and they have like at Best Buy when they have parking for fuel efficient vehicles, zip right in there. I go,
What
that
about,
thing's
like,
awesome.
what
I don't
about-
care
Of
for
course
mileage.
you would.
What about like at HEB where they have like the parking for pregnant women, pregnant or expecting mothers?
That affects people for real. I'm okay with that.
That's why I bring an
What
extra
about-
pillow with me every
What
day.
about if you're by yourself and there's a family parking spot?
What's that?
Family parking.
I don't mess with people parking. Like handicapped people or
I
family.
will park all over family parking.
Will you really?
Oh, yeah.
I have a family. We
I
all
got,
have
I got a
families.
family. My wife. I got some dogs.
I got a mom and a dad. We're a full family.
I'll park in family parking. I don't care.
Yeah, but I don't fuck around with.
What
You know
about
what they
driving in the
need?
carpool lane?
What do they need, Bernie?
I learned this in 1990 when I was working at the fucking mall.
24 years ago.
But yeah, they need to have fucking parking for the employees because I would show up at the mall for my job. The mall opens at 9. I'd show up at 8:30, and all the spots, like the first 50% of the parking lot by the door, was already taken. And even as a teenager, basically, I was like, well, that's clearly misdesigned. Of course, the employees from the mall show up before anybody else, and they all park closest to the
Now,
door.
see, I worked at a mall when I was growing up, and they forced us to park as far, like after a certain, like curb or whatever, like as you go up to kind of like surrounded areas. So they made you park like past the third one, and you have to walk in.
Third.
Yeah, well, it's like because like where the little the trees come out, whatever, and there's parking spots, and a little tree comes out more.
Oh, you have a little culvert or
Yeah. So you have to
thing?
park past a certain.
I
one.
always assumed there was just employee parking at malls in some place I didn't
No,
know
they
about.
just park at in the
Yeah,
parking
they park
lot.
under the mall.
Shut the fuck up.
They
I don't know, like
they
somewhere
carpool in a
behind.
helicopter and they jump out. You made fun of my biceps. I'll make fun of you now.
You made fun of your biceps. I disagree.
I would love it to work at the mall. You had to live at the mall. Like they all go to sleep at night. They all go to the mattress store
Yeah.
and sleep, or they're all sleeping in those massage chairs.
Is that what you would try to trick Becca into if she worked at the mall?
No. That was at a convention. We tried to convince Becca she had to sleep in the booth. By the way, we did not invite Becca to the holiday party. Oops.
Fuck.
Yep.
Well, she's got a new baby, right?
What does
So
that mean?
She just needs to stay at home.
Yeah, she just
Take
taking
care
all
of
the
it.
family parking by the
Yeah.
bar.
Now I feel like an asshole.
Yeah. We always do this where we try to like go through and just like for whatever reason we just forgot to fucking invite Becca. And
She probably didn't know until just now, and everyone's gonna tweet at her and be like, "By the way, did you realize this?"
oh no, the Facebook photos went up and she goes, "Thanks for the invite, dickheads."
Oh man,
She was all over it.
I feel
So-
so bad now.
So you gotta buy another present for
She's
her.
Bex Mix on Twitter.
Add it to the
Right?
list.
BEXMIX.
Yeah, I think
So please tell her that we're very sorry that we didn't invite her to the holiday party.
Whoops.
I don't
I just
want
want
to
to like
again.
hide right now.
It's like you gave someone a bad gift and they're opening it.
Yeah,
Oh,
the bad
that's what I
gift of
wanted.
not being included.
Oh, this is cool. It's coming to this is cool.
These photos are. Yeah, it looks like you had fun. Let's hope it was. Oh, there was a DJ there. Oh, that's awesome, you guys. I'm glad for you.
One year as a kid, I'm gonna go back here to this like bad gift thread that we've been talking about. When you're a kid, you like toys, video games, stuff like that, right?
Yeah, anything that's not clothes.
Anything that's not clothes.
Right.
Alcohol.
Once, I don't know how old I was, 13 or 14. My sister, who's 4 years younger than me, was like, "Yo, what's your ideal Christmas present?" I was like, "Oh yeah, toys, Nintendo, this, that."
Yeah.
She's like, "What would you say if someone bought you socks?" Like, socks is like the worst gift in the world.
That's like notorious for being the worst.
She
gift
bought
you
me
could get.
socks that year.
Who bought you socks?
My sister.
She bought you socks?
But now it's like, if someone
Dude,
were to
someone
give
buys
me
you socks
like
now?
a giant box with socks, awesome.
My
Yeah.
mom literally texted me and said, "What do you want for Christmas?" I said, "I need new socks and underwear." She goes, "Okay." It's like,
Yeah.
and as a kid, I would have fucking hated that.
Oh my
That would have been the
God.
worst.
It'd been the worst
Like
Christmas
socks and
ever.
underwear. Now I'm like, dude, thank God these are great. Nothing's better than opening opening a whole bag of socks and like putting on a fresh pair.
Or like
Totally
getting all
agree.
the underwear
Like,
and
it's
putting
the
them all on
best.
at once.
Totally agree.
I have a
Yeah.
question.
That
for-
and night vision goggles.
What did you buy me socks for
Katie's
Christmas?
laughing. She's like,
I know
No
what
one
Katie
heard, no one
got
heard
you.
my joke. Katie's the only one who heard it.
What did he say?
what did you say?
You have to listen to the audio podcast.
Damn it.
I'm sorry we missed it. Jack and I were over here waxing
Thinking
nostalgic about socks.
Well, you were doing a thing where you were trying to wear a different pair of socks like daily, or not daily,
That's
but like
back when I
a
would
new
wear-
pair of socks every day.
Those are nice.
I said if I had enough money, I would just wear a new pair of socks every day of my life. But then they switched up where Gavin. The reason I wear different socks now is because Gavin one day called me out on how ugly my socks were, and
Yeah.
he really hurt my feelings.
He said they look like grandpa socks.
He hurt my feelings very badly.
What a dick.
Yeah, and so I totally started wearing different socks and
Gavin,
upped
that
my
jerk.
sock game.
I have a question about Christmas and presents.
Oh sure,
Because,
is this a Jewish question?
well, technically, because I don't really celebrate Christmas.
Gotcha.
And I don't do presents.
And she is Jewish, so technically yes.
Yes. So when you compare your birthday and Christmas in terms of getting presents for people, is Christmas more like practical stuff that people need? And then your birthday stuff that people like want, or something like more like special?
I don't think there's much of a differentiation.
It is the
Or
exact
is it-
same, but less gifts on your birthday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
Like
I
everyone
feel like
gets you
a lot
gift
of
on your
people
birthday, and
get-
like a couple people get you a ton of gifts on Christmas.
I feel like a lot of people get like socks or clothes or things that they need for Christmas. Like that's more common than getting that kind of stuff on your birthday. Like
Yeah.
you wouldn't get socks for your
What kind of
Yeah, it
birthday.
gets
shitty
me a little
Christmas
bit
are you
more
having at your house?
None.
Yeah.
Hanukkah.
You get 8 presents for Hanukkah, right?
No, no.
You don't get a present tonight?
Everyone does it differently. Some families do it that way. Some families just like do it like Christmas. Like you get one big present from someone.
Oh, really?
Hanukkah Harry.
Yeah.
See, I remember the Jewish kids when I was growing up. I was like, you guys get 8 fucking presents? God damn.
Yeah.
That's so
But
awesome.
they'd be
then
like
Christmas
small
turned into like this gluttonous marketing fest where it's like, then it's like 20 gifts on
Beat
Christmas.
the Jews.
I guess so.
Get more presents.
Basically.
than
9
them.
presents.
Somehow that turned around and like Christmas became like huge.
Well,
I
see-
think like 3 or 4 gifts on Christmas for a person is totally enough.
I committed a Christmas foul this year.
What'd you do?
I'm gonna fess up to it. My
Show
wife and
up
I
at
have been
9
married
Did Esther say, "Don't buy me
for
anything,"
many
and you
years.
didn't buy her anything? 'Cause that's bad.
No, we've been through. Don't buy me anything. We don't buy each other stuff for our birthdays or for Christmas. I bought her 2 presents this year
Oh,
for
no,
Christmas.
Gus.
And I was like, listen, I know you're gonna be really angry. I bought you some presents. Don't buy me anything.
Oh, no.
Don't do
Now you
it.
get
See, I
Now
did
you're
that to you.
Yeah, then
She's
you
gonna
did that
feel
to me. And
super
I was
guilty.
like, I know the pain.
You know, kind of jumping on the back of that, the one thing that does suck, I have a birthday that is a week and a half after Christmas.
Yeah.
And so I get that bullshit. This is your Christmas and birthday gift. It's like, awesome. Thank you. Oh, it's
not even the same month. People shouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the 18th of January, so I get the same thing he
Yeah.
does. Yeah.
But then you have friends who have like birthdays over the summer and they're like, yeah, look at all this stuff I got. It's like, awesome, a new bike. That's great.
My parents should have pulled out. Waited a little longer. you know what I'm talking about.
So, what is just off the top of your head, right away, all your entire life, Hanukkah gifts, Christmas gifts, what's the best gift you ever got?
Super Nintendo.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Really?
Super Nintendo, yeah.
Because I think everybody has like the quintessential gift they remember getting.
I remember the smell. To this day.
Yeah.
God, what was that? 24 years ago, 23 years
Jesus.
ago. I remember the smell opening up that package.
Dude, I remember the sound of Super Mario World when you put that thing in. That dun 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 dun. Yeah.
Oh my God. I know what you're talking about, that smell. It's like all electronics.
Yeah.
You should sell that as cologne. It's called like Asian Factory.
They probably do. You wanted that grass cologne and you ended up getting a whole bunch of that stuff. So
I did. I got grass and sawdust.
I'm sure they have new electronic cologne somewhere you can buy.
Do you know what the best smelling cologne out of that batch of colognes that I got was? Because
dirt?
It was dirt.
Yeah.
The-
No, that one was awesome.
The dirt cologne was awesome. I still have that.
You should wear it
I
more
still have
often.
it. Sawdust was not good. I love the smell of sawdust, and it just.
smell.
I think grass.
Eh.
The grass. I don't know if it made the move from the old office to this office. I had that one on my desk for a while.
Is that who I gave it to you?
Yeah, yeah.
It just smelled green to me.
Yeah.
It didn't smell like grass necessarily.
What was your best gift, Barbara?
I can't think of one.
Really?
Like my parents have always been very generous and got me and my brothers great presents every year for our birthdays or whatever. But when I moved to Austin, they helped me buy a car, which I think is like the nicest gift
That's cool.
because like that was a huge help when I, getting on your feet and stuff, being able to afford a car is really helpful.
For
Absolutely.
that long commute from across the street?
Exactly. Came in handy now though.
It does come in handy now.
Mine was
Go ahead.
the Playmobil pirate ship.
Maybe a pirate.
When I was like 5 or 6, I just like I remember it cost my parents like $50. I was like, oh my god, that's like the greatest thing ever. It's like just I see it in stores occasionally, and I'm like, I'm totally gonna buy that again. You know, it was awesome.
That's what actually got you on that.
That's on the pallet.
On the pallet.
Yeah, big
It's
version.
an actual pirate ship.
Giant version of it.
I'm going to read this thing. To remind everyone, this episode of the podcast is also brought to you. Are you guys good?
You guys coming back to
I'm
the podcast?
I'm finishing my tweet.
I'm on Twitter right now. Someone said, Peter Frieden said, split screen video will revolutionize the porn industry as we know it.
Oh.
That is fucking horrible.
Yep.
No.
I'm just trying to see what people are saying here.
I don't want it. I don't
Although,
want
like, when do you want to see the guy's face?
People don't like to be watched opening gifts because they feel like they have to perform to do it.
that. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why I don't want to be there.
Agree with you.
So
That-
someone tweeted us. I don't know if you saw this. Shadowed Fox said that there is a new cologne that duplicates the smell of newly unboxed Apple gadgets.
There's not. Is there?
Specifically Apple gadgets,
yeah,
too. Not just gadgets in general.
Oh, it was at an art exhibit though.
Okay.
So I don't know. It doesn't seem like they're selling it. It seems like they did it for an art.
What kind of perfume or scent do you like on women? Like, what do you prefer your ladies to smell like?
Whatever Katie wears.
Oh, yes, smart man.
I knew he was going to
Smart
say
man.
that.
I don't know what. No, it's Mark Echo. Mark Jacobs Daisy.
Daisy.
Mark
That's the one.
Jacobs. Jacobs by Mark Jacobs in association with Mark Jacobs. You ever seen that?
The Jacobs brand.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
There's like a tag he did one time that was like,
It had his name like 4 times.
No, I think it was more than 4.
Was
it
it?
was like over and over again. It was like Kanye levels of like self-promotion. It was incredible.
You know, I'm actually allergic to most perfumes.
Oh,
so I
really?
prefer
Go
no
fucking figure.
no perfume.
But-
No, we've had the discussion about like the deodorant, right? Like you
yeah,
can't
oh
wear.
my god, don't get me started
Why
on
don't
deodorant.
I
you
wear
just
perfume.
say you're allergic to fun? And it's just like everything that falls in a
Perfumes
fun
aren't
category.
fun.
Perfumes aren't fun. They're a blast. You know what you're fucking missing because you're allergic.
Let me get you some perfume for Christmas.
It's perfume.
I wear perfume, though, and we work together.
It's okay.
Okay.
I can deal with it.
I wear a normal
I
now.
would let you know if it was a problem.
Okay.
Ashley wears vanilla, and I like that a lot. She wears something that's vaguely vanilla scented.
I appreciate the fact that you wear perfume because our office smells really nice.
Yeah, it
compared
does.
to some of the other offices.
That's
in this
a
building.
very common comment when people walk in. It's it smells nice in here.
Yeah, dude,
I'm
walk
like,
in
it's not
the achievement hunter
Gus.
office.
It's not me.
Michigan's $1.98.
Hey,
Springfield, Missouri,
Me, it would smell
$1.89.
like balls and sweat.
where's that
the
cologne? Sweaty ball.
You guys should make a cologne and sell it in
There
the
you
store.
go.
The Achievement Hunter cologne.
we have some Achievement Hunter vinegar in there already, so yeah.
You guys been getting vinegary?
Yeah, we get
lately?
vinegar here. Oh, dude, Ryan, man.
We've been working together a long time.
Oh, did you see the Shenanigans video that
was
we put out?
so
Hey, you guys
funny.
premiered a
Oh,
new show, technically.
God.
I walked in the middle of that.
Yeah,
when you guys were doing that and walked out. So
That's probably a good thing.
Yeah.
It was. I was nervous for our safety when Ryan was coming back in. Thank God Michael was smart enough to actually grab his gamer tag, his old gamer tag before that happened.
I saw Jeff coming out of the bathroom. And our bathrooms are outdoors, like in a separate building, basically. I have to leave the studio to use the bathroom. Thank God, because we have too much recording equipment in here. And I was walking across the parking lot. He comes out of the bathroom, and he comes out of the bathroom like this. I go, dude, that is the happiest I've ever seen anybody come out of the bathroom. And he goes, oh, we're fucking with Ryan right now. He was giddy about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I listen. I always love pranks. I just love that kind of stuff. I think it's a weird kind of like compliment when you go out of your way to establish like some kind of really well orchestrated, architected prank on somebody.
I'll remember that, Bernie.
What?
I'll remember
like
that.
quotes in AIM chat.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. God.
And like sticking with it, and like we're all dedicated to sending Gus these quotes in AIM chat.
I remember that.
Yeah.
See,
or
I'm
like
always,
following Gavin all the way through PAX East, waiting for him to turn around so kick a shoe at him.
I'm always nervous about pranks that I'm going to take it too far by accident. Like I'm going to be the guy who brings it to the next level and like unintentionally, and then it's like, oh, that was actually too far. I'm sorry. And then so I'm like, I try to stay out of it. It's like someone pranks me. It's like, all right, whatever.
What are you talking about?
No, that's the thing. Like I do my best not to prank people because I get nervous that like, I would do something that would piss someone off, legitimately piss someone off. Like
Wow.
I don't know. I don't know how to control myself.
It's like Jack's like at a sleepover. It's like, hey, you were sleeping, so we got a plate with warm water in it, and then drowned your dog in it.
See,
I
that
love
sounds
this.
amazing. I shouldn't do that.
Did we show the Marc Jacobs label?
I don't know
Jacobs
if
by
they have
Marc
it- they have
Jacobs
it pulled
for
up.
Mark by Marc Jacobs in collaboration with Marc Jacobs for Mark by
By Marc Jacobs. Was at the bottom there.
Yeah, so thanks to BMills191 on Twitter
Good
for
Lord.
tweeting.
That's
that photo.
amazing.
Part of it's cut off. What is there anything at the bottom?
No, it's just this.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Dude, you got to self-promote.
Marc Jacobs.
Awesome.
Got to market yourself out there
Got a Marc Jacobs.
to people who have already purchased your clothing.
It's like, who sold this to me?
If they're in, I'm not sure. They're at the store. They look at the label, like, oh, wow,
Oh,
totally.
who did this?
Marc Jacobs.
We should talk about Let's Play Live.
Let's talk about Let's
we
Play
haven't
Live.
talked about Let's Play Live yet.
Yay!
All right.
Barbara's cheering that we haven't talked about it, I guess.
So we initially announced Let's Play Live at Extra Life this year, and then it was gonna be last week. Yeah, last week.
Do you want to explain what it is in case people don't know what it is?
So Let's Play Live is basically, if you've ever come to RTX and seen the Achievement Hunter guys up on stage playing video games in front of the crowd, like 4,000 people, we're taking that experience to a theater setting here in Austin. And with the idea, if this does really well, then we might take it on the road and actually tour around and play different cities all over the country.
Let's get
or
through this
maybe
one
the world.
first. Let's calm down.
But we're testing the first one. Well, people got upset when they thought it was just going to be Austin. That was it. Like, I need to say, like, if it goes well, we're looking at expanding it. So
10% chance.
10% chance, but there's still a chance. It's still a chance. So now it was going to be December, but we pushed it back a little bit just to get a little bit better dates. And now am I 100% good to announce this, Gus?
You are good.
So we are having Let's Play Live here in Austin, Texas at the ACL Live Theater.
ACL Live at Moody Theater.
ACL Live at Moody Theater, downtown 2nd Street, in like 2nd Colorado or wherever
I think
it is.
it's Lavaca.
Lavaca, behind the City Hall. On February 20th, which is a Friday. So it's a Friday now instead of I think it was going to be a Thursday or a Wednesday before. So it's going to be February 20th on Friday, and tickets are going to go on sale
Yep.
at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time tomorrow. So we'll have links posted pretty much everywhere where you can get tickets for it. There's going to be, I think, floor, balcony, and then we have VIP seating. And the VIP, there's going to be an after party in the actual in the concert, in the show, and we're all going to be hanging out afterwards and be drinking with you. So if you
if
join
you're
us for a
listening
VIP,
to the podcast
Right.
on audio version, it's today. So it's Tuesday,
Yeah. So the
December
tickets go on sale
23rd.
Tuesday,
Yeah.
December 23rd.
At
December
3 o'clock.
23rd at 3
Central
p.m.
Time.
Central Standard Time minus, is it 5 GMT or 6 GMT?
I think
Look
it's
it up.
6.
Whatever.
Google it.
Yeah, Google it. So, and there are a limited number of seats. It is a venue, so I mean, it will sell out. So you should get your tickets pretty quick.
Also,
And
have
so-
to ask people who don't live in the city of Austin, don't buy tickets.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, unless you're going to travel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I forget what we were doing one time where you thought, I
At
think it was
midnight.
the first RTX or
At midnight. You
was
thought?
it? Oh, it was
people-
at midnight. Yeah, I was worried that like if we set it on the podcast, those tickets were free. I was worried people would just like sign up for the tickets just because they would like a cool printout of like the Rooster Teeth.
We did a
ticket.
podcast at the State Theater, and people were buying tickets. That was the same deal.
Oh, maybe that's what you were thinking
Yeah.
of.
So anyway, but yeah, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be a lot of fun. We have a lot of really cool stuff that we can't do through normal means, like through YouTube or whatever. So we're doing stuff live on stage that you're not going to be able to see anywhere else. And
Jack
so
will take a prank too far.
I'm going to take a prank way too far. So
He's gonna hurt Gavin.
yeah. So anyway, I'm very excited for it. This is something I've been working on for a while, and I'm very amped to see how it goes.
It's a lot of fun to have calls with people and explain to them what it is we want to do, and they go, "Yeah, that's impossible." Like, no. We can
Yeah,
do
we've done
this.
it before.
And they're like, "No, you can't do it." Like, no, listen, you just got to find this pieces of equipment and you plug them in this way, and it'll work. Like, oh, okay, I guess. So it's
Show them video of us
let's
doing it.
test that.
Yeah, and like
Let's make
asking
sure it
for
actually
certain
works.
props and like what can we do and like will this cause fires, and so it's pretty cool.
It's gonna
and
be
so
like a whole show. It's
It's gonna be a whole
Yeah,
show.
I was like, I want a petting zoo. I want farm animals on stage. You're like, you don't want that.
Yeah, we've been
You're
looking
gonna
into
be the
marching
petting zoo.
bands. Like it's gonna be fun, but and also like not only that, yeah, it is gonna be a show. We have a DJ. Well, a DJ. It's IAYD is gonna be opening for us, and so he does chiptunes. So he's a chiptune artist. So he literally has 2 Game Boys and a mixer, and that's all he brings on stage. And that guy fucking rocks. Like it's really
What's
really
his real
badass. It's Alex Luna. Really
Okay.
good kid. He's based here in Austin. I saw him when he
Miles'
played his
brother.
very first show. I think he was 16 years old. He played it before the Highball existed, in that spot where the Salvation Army was. It was
Wow.
amazing. They played Data Pop forever ago at I think Fantastic Fest or South by
That is
Southwest.
the ultimate new and before their famous story. I saw him in a Salvation Army when
Dude,
he was 16.
He went to Corpus and he opened for Andrew WK this weekend.
Really?
Yeah, so like this kid's getting big, and so he's opening for us.
No, I'm saying you saw him
no.
way back in the day.
Yeah, and so I've been friends with him for a few years now, and so I was like, we have this really cool venue, and would you like to play ACL? And he's like, holy shit, absolutely. So he's gonna be opening for us. He'll be playing there, and then we're gonna have about probably around 3 hours of content with the Achievement Hunter guys, like 2 sets where we'll do like some games first, take a little break, so you can go buy exclusive merchandise you can only get during the show, and then
so you guys can pee.
Yeah, and also so we can breathe, refresh our drinks, and then
they sell alcohol there, right?
they do.
Yeah.
They sell alcohol there. You should buy
Get
lots
some
of
bevs.
it. We were a lot funnier when you're drunk, so.
It's true. It's very
Definitely
true.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So again,
Hence this.
tickets go on sale tomorrow at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we'll have links December 23rd at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. We'll have links everywhere on Twitter, on the website,
Facebook,
and you'll be able to
Tumblr,
find links to it.
Quick
Reddit.
question
Shoot.
from Lauren Reading on Twitter. She says, "Are VIP tickets for the Let's Play Live event only 21 and up?"
No.
Anyone? Is it all ages? 100%?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
They'll just if they want to drink, obviously they have to be over 21. They have to present ID. Otherwise, it's just like they'll put the X's on your hand and you can't drink.
So you could buy the VIP tickets at the same time as you could buy the regular ticket. Okay.
Yeah, all tickets go on sale at the exact same time.
I assume that's first come first serve.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
And there's
I
a
think-
limited number of VIP tickets.
Oh yeah, super
And
limited.
yeah, you'll get a lanyard. And
So
you'll
people
be
watching
VIP.
this podcast have the upper hand because
There you go.
You know the time.
It's awesome.
So there you
It's
go.
gonna-
So
it's
anyway,
gonna-
we are very much looking forward to it. It's a really cool thing that no one's really done before. So we're kind of trying to figure it out as we go along, and so we'll see where it takes us. So I hope you join us. It's going to be fun.
Yeah,
in February.
it's always a lot of fun whenever we do like panels and stuff like that, and you guys are just completely taking it to like the
Yeah.
next level.
It's,
doing this
it's
stuff.
going on sale at the perfect time because that could be someone's Christmas gift.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Wink, wink.
Hint, hint.
Tell your parents.
So yeah,
Especially if you haven't bought a gift and there's no way to ship it, buying somebody a ticket to something, you just print it out,
Yeah.
and there you go.
or forward it to them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
get
cool.
people.
But like I said, like we do panels and stuff, but that's never, we don't have full control of that. And this is something that's like, if we have a creative idea, we go to our team and it's like, can we do this? And they go, we'll make it happen. And so we're doing some stuff that's going to be super kick-ass that no one's done, and I hope we can pull it off.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So it should
And
be
there's something fun about like live events. I never even thought that live streaming would take off, because I thought the biggest advantage of the internet was the fact that everything was on demand. Like, I want to see this, so I'll just click a button and there it goes. And who's going to show up at a certain time to see something and not see it again? But it's like, people love it. It's like the biggest thing on the internet now is live streaming stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know people are gonna be upset because we're not streaming it as of right now. We're not streaming it, and but that's because we can do things. If you stream, there's a whole other legal process you have to go through to make sure stuff gets
Plus,
cleared.
not all live events are streamed.
But yeah, that's the thing. It's like you have to think of this less of a normal like podcast or panel and more of a concert or a play.
Like
Because-
a live performance.
Yeah, like I mean, if Book of Mormon rolls through town, I'm not going to be pissed off if they don't stream it live for me to watch at home.
Yeah.
And like it's one of the things, and it's like we're doing stuff that's
But it's a good problem to have where people want
Yeah.
to see it, right?
Yeah.
So-
and if it works well, then they'll go on tour.
yeah. And then if it works well, hopefully we'll be in a major city near you.
Yeah,
over the
then
next couple
we got to
years.
work on that.
And, then, and then they'll be out of the
Gus is
office
so
not making
excited.
videos for the internet, and everybody get mad at you for that.
No,
Please don't take Gus away from RTX.
It's been
Yeah.
it's been a lot of
Come
work.
back.
It's been a lot of work.
Yeah.
Oh, I should probably mention that Guardian applications for
Hey,
RTX
if you're on
went
Twitter
on.
telling me to put my phone down, I'm fucking reading Twitter, you dumb pricks. God damn it. How the fuck do you think I'm reading Twitter?
Yeah, how
you
do you
guys
think
are
we
fucking
pull-
on my glasses?
How do you think we
Google
pull
Glass.
up images like this
Oh, look at that.
of
Segue.
Hey.
What is that?
Barbara?
I think
Barbara
that's,
looks
is that
happy.
a Lauren Crozier?
Yeah, Lauren Crozier drew Barbara with her angry antlers. What did she say? She got a kick out of Barbara's angry antlers on
Angry
tonight's RT
antlers.
podcast.
I feel kind of bad for all the fan artists out there for Rooster Teeth because I keep changing my hair like every week. And they're just like, God damn it, I have to change you and everything.
All the people who draw me.
You know?
Do we need to separate you two? You've been extra salty today.
But before that, I mentioned that Guardian applications went online. So
Yes.
if you want to be a Guardian RTX 2015,
I feel like a lot of people are telling me, like, boy, y'all are starting applications early this year. Like, no, we always do it around this time. I've had
mean-
multiple people tell me that. Like, no, it's always around this time.
technically it's a month early because now we're in
Is it?
August. I put them up in December. And
It's only earlier because the date moved
Right,
backwards.
right. Yeah, but last year's when it went
I wanted to have it up for a longer time.
Are we saying how many we're looking for?
I think similar to last year, probably somewhere between 300 and 400.
Wow, that's crazy. We almost have more Guardians than we had people at the first RTX.
Yeah, no, we pretty much do. It's
That's
pretty
cool.
Wow, that's a really good point.
I never thought of
That's
it that
crazy.
way.
Yeah.
I want to cry now.
But yeah, if you
Not for
apply
sentimental reasons.
So when is RTX again this year?
August 7th to 9th?
Next year?
2015,
That's exciting.
Yeah.
it's gonna be really cool. But yeah, if you do apply for a guardian, please be serious about it. Don't just fuck around and apply for no reason if you have no intention of coming or volunteering, because it just wastes everyone's time.
It's a lot of work. I mean,
Yes.
let's be honest. It's not like let's hang out and have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot of back-breaking work.
Yeah, and a lot of older guardians have posted journals about their experience and what you should expect being a guardian. So read those before you
I'll be
apply.
glowering at you.
And if you do become a guardian, Gus will buy you a present and watch you open it.
No.
In front of
Not
you
happening.
buy 300 gifts for everybody.
It is a very tough job too, because the guardians tend to be people from the community who are at an event with 30,000 other members of the community, and the guardians have the duty to try to make that go smoothly.
Yeah.
On paper, that should not work when 30,000 people are there, and essentially their ideal scenario is that they would get to meet 20 people, right?
Yeah.
Out of that are part of the 30,000, and it's like that is very tough. It's like we have to keep people moving, we have to keep the event going and things like that, keep the shows going, because essentially RTX is like live shows that we do like on a rotating basis.
Especially now, it's more show based. I mean, like
I think it'll become more and more like that too.
Yeah, well, I mean, like you said, people go to RTX and. I love it, but people want to meet, they want to meet all the Achievement Hunter guys, where it's like, if you want to do that, you're literally going to be standing in line, 3 hours per guy and the whole time. And it's like, instead of doing that, we'll do a live show on stage where we can, perform for 4,000 people for an hour, as opposed to, meet one person for maybe 30 seconds after they waited 3 hours. And it's like, you're going to start seeing more and more stuff like that, I imagine.
Yeah,
that makes more sense to me.
I totally agree with you. It's like, we talk about that when we're online as well. It's like, even when we talk about live events, it's like, we can make a video that 1 million people watch, or we can, do an event that where 200, 300 people will see, like at a convention or something traditionally. Yeah. So we're trying to do bigger scale things for our live events. Yeah. That includes RTX, and that includes things like Let's Play Live.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Which, technically, Let's Play Live is an RTX event.
It
RTX is organizing it.
Yeah, it falls under the RTX banner.
Only I'm
we
not
talked about
helping
taking the podcast on the road after we did that one show at the State Theater, but we didn't do it.
Well, I think our ambition became, Patrick and I talked about it, to do to do 4 a year on the road.
That's not a bad idea.
Okay,
And I think we hit that.
Yeah. Podcast is really, it's like this a more standard format, though. I mean, what they're doing with Let's Play Live is like all new.
So I see someone on Twitter asking about it. It was a 74494 was asking what the motivation was behind moving back the date. And it wasn't that we wanted to move back the date. It was just there's so much technically to get done and to figure out that we just needed a little more time to build stuff and to figure out and make sure everything works smoothly.
Literally build stuff.
We could have rushed it and could have done it on the 17th, but it might not have worked right. We wouldn't have enough time to test.
Yeah.
It's like,
and also pushing it back to February, that gave us a chance to have it on a Friday. So like, if someone does want to come in from out of town, it's a lot easier to fly during a weekend. You're like, fly in Friday morning.
Also, the 17th was like 4 days after you wrapped on Laser Team.
Yeah.
So like half the people would have been just
Michael and
dead.
Gavin were coming off Laser Team, would have been like, all right, now go be funny on stage for 3 hours. Like, Jesus.
Basically, what they're saying is that it's Caden's fault.
It's basically all Caden's fault. Caden and Caleb had a lot to do with it as well.
Caden and Caleb.
I had Caden for Secret Santa.
And those other two. Whatever
you?
their names are.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
He's so easy to shop for. I'm just like, what is nerdy? This.
Dude, Caden?
That's
Yeah.
about 90% of this
He
company,
likes,
though.
Yeah, but he likes everything.
Yeah.
Like Ninja Turtles, sure. X-Men, sure.
What-
Futurama, sure.
Power Rangers.
I should have got Power Rangers.
Man, I met
wanna bring-
two of the Power Rangers when I was at Supernova.
Oh, really?
I met the Red Ranger and the Black Ranger.
Cool.
Yeah, didn't they change over time? Didn't they change over
The
time?
original ones.
The original ones.
Yeah.
Did you hear
I
that?
know nothing about the show.
Did you hear that Bryan Cranston did the voice of one of the Rangers?
I saw that.
Or he was a villain
The
or
villains,
something?
yeah.
he was like the voice of the villain, and then they named, I think, the Blue Ranger Billy
Cranston.
Cranston after
Rangers.
Bryan Cranston.
That's cool.
That's ridiculous and awesome.
Is
Like,
it ridiculous? I mean, Bryan Cranston doesn't exactly have the most stellar resume. He has one of the best parts of all time with Walter White.
Well, Ian Howe from Malcolm in the Middle. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, also a very good, funny part, but really different. I don't know if you'd say that Malcolm in the Middle is like a classic show. It's like he was playing like Patton
Well,
and like the lead and
mean,
Othello.
He had a good recurring character in Seinfeld.
What, the dentist?
Yeah.
Who converted to Judaism for the jokes?
Yeah, that's great. I loved every time he was on there.
And then sexually assaulted Jared.
What was the dentist's name? It was Watley.
Tim Watley.
Yeah, Tim Watley.
Tim Watley.
Yeah, he hasn't done a lot since Breaking Bad. I mean, like he was in that Total Recall remake. He was in
Godzilla.
Godzilla.
He was in Drive,
briefly.
but I guess was that before?
He's doing
it
movies
ended?
now, I guess, right?
And that was during Breaking Bad.
Okay.
I think.
I'm not saying
Yeah,
Bryan
yeah.
Cranston is a bad actor. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying
Why do you hate Bryan Cranston?
if you're saying that
hates
it's a
Bryan
surprise that Bryan Cranston was
But
in
I
Power
mean, like
Rangers,
of all the
not
people,
at all surprised by that.
But I mean, of all the people, it's like, wow, that's to see where he went to where he is now. It's a multiple, Golden Globe, Emmy award winning actor.
Dude,
So, I got to start on Power Rangers.
I was thinking about it the other day. I was thinking about Breaking Bad because you were in an argument with somebody about Breaking Bad's finale.
Brandon's a moron.
Okay.
He says the ending of Lost is better than Breaking Bad, which is super wrong.
I totally agree with that.
I haven't
Okay.
seen the ending of
I
Lost,
think,
but
but
I'm
I think
still
I think
flabbergasted.
Lost had lost so much steam by then.
Yeah.
That I don't know how they would have had a finale that would have made sense
Yeah.
for
I
Lost.
was happy with it. I was fine with it.
It wrapped up the last 2 seasons. It didn't feel like it wrapped up the show for me.
What do you do? I
Bring Brandon on.
I don't know,
You
but
should go
say
on,
it's
you should
not
go on
say it's better than
screenplay
Breaking
and
Bad.
argue. Just have a special appearance on screenplay.
I'll also have a special appearance where I punch Brandon in the face and explain to him that he's
Good thing
incorrect.
I'm
Get
here,
mad
not
at-
Brandon today.
Who the fuck was responsible at AMC for greenlighting Breaking Bad? Who had the vision of that show of like, we're going to take this nerdy chemistry teacher and just take him on this journey that, in the first season it's like this, but eventually it gets like
They
outrageously.
were definitely very cautious about it. Wasn't season 1 only 6 episodes?
It was something like that. It was like 6 or 8.
Yeah, I think it was super abbreviated.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was obviously just like, it's a test run. Let's see if this works.
I'm curious how long it went from pilot to air or a pilot to full season because that pilot is so damn good. Where it starts on him, talking to the camera in his underwear and the thing, and then it's just that's such a perfect episode 1 of a show, which set the tone for the whole series, really.
Yeah.
So
Great. I find most of the time you watch a pilot, it's terrible. It doesn't
Yeah.
match the tone of the rest of the series.
Yeah.
It doesn't fit. That one is like from episode 1, from the first frame of that show, it's like they nailed the tone.
yeah. So I love Breaking Bad. That's my favorite show of this last decade, I would say.
The Twitter feed for RT Podcast has Bryan Cranston's character in it. If you want to pull that up, Patrick, it's pretty fucking funny. I would never expect Bryan Cranston to play a character like that, so I stand corrected. But Jack, one of the big questions people are asking to go back a topic about Let's Play Live is: do you know what the ticket pricing is, or do you want to reveal that at this point?
Probably.
Gus, do you want to
I don't know them off the top of my head. If you know it, you're more than welcome to.
I want to say VIP is like 190, and then the floor was like 35, and I want to say balcony was like 35 or so, and floor is like 50 or 60 or
So
something.
there's definitely
like that.
different price
Yeah, it's
points.
different
from lower
price
to-
points depending on where you are. The floor is obviously where we're gonna be and stuff. Stuff will be on the floor. Like the stage is right there on the floor. The VIP is like a really really nice balcony just above that with really nice seats. It's got
And that's
private
where
bars.
all the other Rooster Teeth staff is going to be.
Yeah,
hanging.
the RT staff is going to be hanging out in the VIP area, and then after the show's over, we're going to be hanging out right there and drinking, until they kick us out, basically. And then the top level is the balcony, and they all have bars, and we're going to have merchandise downstairs. We have, I think, do we have a food truck? Is for sure locked in.
What? I haven't heard about that.
I thought the anyway. I guess not.
Drinks. That's all that matters.
Anyway,
that
but yeah.
was supposed to be a truck?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think we've confirmed that 100%.
Okay, yeah. So
I didn't realize it was a truck.
Okay, yeah. So we might have some food there for you as well. But we definitely have alcohol there, and then a bunch of merchandise stuff. IOID is going to be selling his stuff down there as well. He's got a little booth selling his CDs. But we're going to have Let's Play Live merchandise and posters. I think we're working on.
Any Rooster Teeth or Achievement Hunter merchandise, like general stuff?
Yeah, we'll have general stuff as well. So, but yeah. So anyway, but I don't know specific ticket prices off the top of my head because they were still sort of adjusting things based on how many seats we had. But yeah, so there you go, right around there.
Cool beans.
But yeah, again,
It's good to at least have a range.
Yeah,
Don't hold us to those specific amounts. That's approximately where it's in.
Yeah. And so, it is a live show. You're going to get a lot of entertainment out of this. It's going to be almost 4 hours of content with IUID and us up on stage, and who knows how long some of this stuff might run. So anyway, it's going to be a blast.
Patrick, did you happen to find the picture of the Bryan Cranston character? From
Was
Power
it
Rangers?
that monster?
Yeah, it's a monster.
Yeah, I've got it right here.
Yeah, you got it. Can you put it up?
I'll see if I can bring it up.
We're actually just going to screen the interview. That's going to be half of Let's Play Live.
Surprise.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Wow, that thing is awesome.
It looks like Godzilla Cobra.
So he's on Easter Island, I guess?
Yeah, who
Looks
knows?
like corn on the cob.
Oh, Ben Cow. He looks like corn on the cob.
Yeah, he does a little bit.
Looks kind of like a hunter. He's got all those serpents making up his legs.
Does he have a
Delicious.
crown on?
I'm really good at eating corn on the cob, by the way.
Brag about it.
Dude, Katie
I'm really
is
good.
amazing at eating corn on the cob.
I'll
How
go
do you?
toe-
How
I'll
is
go
someone
toe-to-toe
good at?
with you.
No,
Explain
I will go
this.
toe to toe.
How is
Dude.
someone good at eating corn on the cob? What does that mean?
Have you seen like the corn on the cob they put out for like the squirrels where it's just like the the empty
Yeah.
cob?
Yeah.
That's
Like-
what it looks like after
Like
she's done
so
with
if,
it.
when I'm done with it,
Completely.
you could cut it in half and make a pipe out of it.
Yeah, the same exact thing.
Yeah.
You
So
should
you
fight.
basically just eat
People
it
don't know
like,
how to
really
eat corn.
down to the
They
core.
like
Yeah.
they like do this
She-
thing where they like and they make like this stringy mushy shit. It's like no. When I eat corn, it's like all gone.
You're pulling the kernels out.
Yeah.
How do you
Yeah.
how do you eat it? Just like a normal way? But
Tell you my
just go-
fucking secrets. Hard part
just
get,
imagine
hardest
you
part's
hold it
getting
long.
started.
Put the whole thing in his like strips it out of his mouth.
Sorry, like a Popeye cartoon. I eat fish the same way. Just put the fish in, out, pull the bone.
You just squeeze it and then it goes in an arc into your mouth.
You're like Heathcliff. So I read something the other day that I'd never realized. Apparently that, who was it? Zales, K Jewelers, and Jared are all owned by the same company.
Yeah.
I fucking hate stuff like that.
I know.
Yeah.
It's like, I was like, oh, okay, that's why all their all their commercials are stupid and they're selling like all this awful shit. It's just like 3 different branches of the same company.
yeah.
I had
They all
no
use different
idea.
marketing.
What's that?
They all use different marketing.
Yeah.
It's weird when you go to the mall and it's like all 3 of those stores are the only jewelry stores in the mall and they're all owned by the same company.
Yeah.
That's
Like, they
strikes-
totally
that
like
strikes
have
me as
that,
odd.
have that market cornered. I saw it on Reddit, and then one of the comments was, "Oh yeah, I realized this because I used to work for Zales at the mall, and they transferred me to Jared."
Really?
It's like,
That's crazy.
I guess they even like share employees and everything.
I guess so.
He went to Jared.
I was like that when I
That's
was
what I would say if
Commercials.
someone transferred over. He went to Jared.
Where's Billy?
He went to
Jared.
I went to Jared, never to return. I used to work at a store called the Houston Trunk Factory in Houston, and then I got transferred to a bag and baggage. It was
Oh,
the
that's
same
right.
kind of
You're a
thing.
big luggage guy. I remember that.
That's one of my first jobs was selling luggage.
Yeah.
Was there a Houston trunk factory in the Galleria?
There was.
Yeah, I
that
remember
was,
that
I think
store.
that was the main one. It was awesome.
There's a bag and baggage in the mall here, and it looks like it's like from 1980. It hasn't changed.
My luggage broke at the worst time possible.
Uh-oh.
When we were overseas, we had just landed in Brisbane. We literally landed in a natural disaster. I don't know if you heard us talk about that.
Yeah, the hail.
I got off the plane, got my bag off of the belt, and then one of the wheels did that thing where it just stopped rolling. And it's like I was walking through the airport, leaving a black streak on the sidewalk behind me, and it's just making that awful squeaking sound like, motherfucker.
I'm guessing it was a big bag too.
Yeah, it was one of the big
Yeah.
bags.
That happened to me at PAX Prime when we went out there. Actually, I went with Esther to buy my new luggage. So yeah, oddly enough, maybe it's her doing it. No, my luggage came out.
in cahoots.
My luggage came out of the carousel, and they put the wheel next to it. Like the
Oh
wheel,
my
like the
God.
wheel by itself, and then my luggage. I was like,
See, at least yours is still on.
no, it was.
Oh no, at least his was still on. Sorry, yours get
Yeah, mine literally so I had to like carry my.
That's
it's
way
just like,
worse.
damn, and so, but the new luggage I have is I've had it since, and then actually I bought the other luggage to match it because it's a really good piece of luggage.
I hate my luggage.
Someone almost took my
I feel
luggage.
like it's a scam every time I buy a piece of luggage.
We were talking about gifts, and my parents for graduation gave me luggage.
Oh,
Which I
really?
thought was a bad message of like,
Move out.
you're
out.
graduated, get all your stuff, put it in this, and leave.
You can only take what you can fit into this one bag.
Yeah,
And then you're out.
You have 30 seconds.
Yeah,
Yeah. So that was kind of a rough deal. So I would ever hear about luggage as getting new luggage like that. I always think about like my parents giving me luggage.
Oh.
And, like
And then you worked
Right
for
there.
a luggage store.
no, I worked for the luggage store before I was in high school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, they knew of your passion for luggage.
wait, you worked for a luggage store before you were in high school?
No, before that it was when I was in high school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So before I graduated, I worked at a sub shop and then I worked at the luggage place.
Worked at a
Living the
Blimpie,
dream.
right?
I went to work. Actually, I went to work at Blimpie. Then I went to work at Babbage's, and then went from Babbage's to Bag and Baggage.
What's Babbage?
It was
Babbage is like EB Games
Oh.
or like GameStop. I guess EB Games doesn't exist in the U.S. anymore either. So
I applied to work at a movie theater when I was like 15, ready to work, and they put me in the Burger King in the movie theater.
really,
And I was like, great, I'm so happy I applied at the movie theater to work in fast food. Super. I was there for 3 years.
Really?
Jesus.
Yeah.
oh my god, that
I know how to
sucks.
make a mean Whopper.
Do you?
Do you know how to
God.
make a nice Whopper?
If I worked at Burger King, you know what I would do all the time if I worked at Burger King? I would go up to where they make the fries, and when there's fries in it, I put one onion ring in each one. 'Cause that's like the best thing that ever happens to me at Burger King is when I got fries, and it's like the one onion ring. You're like, where'd this come from? All right, secret onion ring. It's like a bonus. I would do that all day long. I would do it all day long. I'd just be spreading joy to everybody.
Have you seen all these weird commercials that Burger King has where they brought back a sandwich that they used to sell in the 70s?
Yeah, and they had that weird like fake commercial where it's like all the everyone's dressed up in like period pieces and stuff.
The Yumbo.
Yeah.
How do you see so many commercials?
I watch it
Yeah.
on TV.
Do you have cable?
Yeah.
Oh.
What do you watch? What are you
I thought you had
watching that
cable.
you're like encountering commercials?
I mainly watch The Simpsons.
Barb, no cable.
I don't have cable. No.
How do you watch anything? Just online?
Hulu and Netflix.
What about
That's
you?
all I need.
Hulu, Netflix,
Yeah.
and HBO Go.
I don't have cable anymore, and even before I got rid of my cable, the only thing I ever watched on it was Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah, I only watched like The Simpsons and football. That's it. And I was like, I don't need to be paying $100 a month
Yeah.
or whatever.
That
I
was the
paying
one-
for
You
it.
watch American football?
Yeah.
Really?
Cutting cable, like losing sports, that was the big thing.
Yeah,
Like,
'cause
and
it's
even
nice
now,
to have something just on.
Yeah, but even now, like ESPN streams Monday Night Football, and then the NBC streams Sunday Night Football. So those
free?
usually, for free online.
Oh, snap.
So you can, if you have an Apple TV, you can watch ESPN.
I do.
And,
I stopped watching sports. Like, I don't even pay attention.
I'm
Yeah.
big into sports, actually. My fantasy football season's wrapping up. Actually, right now as we speak, I have the Denver running back going, and then this is super nerdy, but I did really good in fantasy football, made it to playoffs, and I won my first round of playoffs of 3 weeks. I won my first round, and I went to the final four. And if you win $500. Like it's significant. I had my worst I had my third worst week, and then I'm having my worst week ever. Like in the last 2 games, I had my third and worst back.
Sorry,
to back.
dude.
And so I lost the the quarterfinal or the final four, and now I'm gonna lose the fourth. So I'm gonna come in fourth place after just steamrolling my way in and losing it all.
Wah,
So
wah.
Aaron Rodgers just fucked me this last couple weeks.
Fuck you, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. DeMarco
Suck,
Murray
Aaron.
got hurt too. So
Who was the guy who just did the interview, the post-game interview, where he didn't say anything, but thanks for asking?
Oh no, he said, yeah, that was what Beast Mode?
Beast Mode, yeah.
Marshawn Lynch?
Marshawn Lynch. Yeah,
Yeah.
all he said was yeah.
No, he did a new one today where all he said was thanks for asking.
Oh really?
Like, I guess it was today, or
He got fined $100,000 for saying yeah to every question.
he was super
got
polite now?
fined?
Yeah, he got-
Like they said,
yeah.
they said, you had a big long run. Can you talk about it? He goes, thank you for asking about that. Thank you.
Did you see?
And then they asked another question. He goes, how's your stomach? He goes, I want to thank you for asking about how my stomach
That's
is.
awesome.
How do you get fined for?
Because they have
interview?
obligations they have to fulfill with media.
It's a
And
fucking
then-
sports,
yeah.
entertainment. You have to,
Yeah.
you have
Yeah.
to-
But then like Richard Sherman came out.
I was
like,
going to ask if you saw that
Yeah,
one.
yeah, and he came out afterwards with his cardboard cutout of his buddy, who was all like another wide receiver or something.
Yeah.
And they basically just shit on everything. Like he couldn't talk. He's like, I would love to talk about this, like these headphones that I love, but I'm contractually obligated to talk about Beats by Dre. I love these Beats by Dre, but you know what? Subway's a good place. And he's like went through all this shit and was like, damn.
He's like, boy, you think the league would take better care of us or be more interested about concussions and player
Yeah.
health, but nope, we're going out there and playing another game 4 days after our last one.
Yep. And yeah.
And so what- so-
and they want to expand our season to another 2 more games and expand the playoffs. Yeah.
Explain this to me. So this was a guy who came out and was upset about the NFL, upset about the sponsorship stuff,
Yeah.
and upset about the treatment of the players?
Well, he was
It was
upset.
Richard Sherman, and he brought a cardboard cutout of a teammate, Doug Baldwin, and he had a conversation with the cardboard cutout.
I see.
Yeah, and Doug Baldwin was like hiding behind his cardboard cutout of himself, responding.
Oh,
because
I
so
see.
he was asking questions, and it was just like,
It's really fucking funny.
Yeah, and
it's
it's like-
really well done. It's like, man, it's really
Yeah.
biting and
yeah, Richard
great.
Sherman, man, he's a smart dude. He's a super smart dude. But that was it. He came out and did that after the whole thing with Marshawn Lynch, where he got fined. He's like, oh, okay, you're gonna fine him for that. No, I'll show you how to do an interview. And then he went out and did that. It's like,
Wow.
damn,
Yikes.
that's intense. But
Right.
yeah. Anyway.
Well, that's our sports talk.
That's our sports. If I did a
Sports
fantasy football thing here in the office, would you join it?
I joined it once, didn't I?
I think we
you
had
did
like
it
a free
once,
one.
yeah.
I want to do one next year because I figured there's enough of us here now that I think we get 12 or 14 people.
Yeah, I think the last
in
time we did,
office.
there were like 10 of us. Maybe,
yeah,
so-
yeah.
That's me.
So you want to do it?
Fuck no.
Okay.
I fucking hate fantasy football.
That's why I literally turned away from you to ask us.
You and I will dress up as wizards and play football.
There
That'll
you
be
go.
our fantasy
That'd be
football.
awesome.
I think fantasy football. I don't even like fucking spreads.
What if we did?
I just wanna
Patrick's
bet
in
on a
there.
game. I want
Patrick's in
that team to
there.
bet
What
that
if we did
team.
a fantasy football show where we had like a 5-minute update once a week and just put it up online, film it here. We talk about what happened in our league, put it up online, and we have like sponsors.
Just do it
We're
for
like high score.
SponsorCast.
Boom, sponsors every week. There's like we give a prize away to whoever scored the most points that week, sponsored by whoever. Like someone gets a free mattress. Whoever gets the high score
I
that week.
couldn't imagine
No,
the
I think that's
criticism of
mattress.
That sounds
a show
awesome.
Like
Where's
that would
Alan?
draw.
Where's Alan? I'm on a roll. Let's do this. Let's make this happen.
Listen,
it's gonna be awesome.
If there's one audience that I pick that is so everyone's a fucking expert, it's the goddamn fantasy football
Absolutely.
audience. Anything you guys say, you guys will get
be
blasted.
wrong.
Who
Yeah.
cares? But
You'd be like, Chargers won this week. It's like, they didn't fucking win. The wind was blowing. It's like, well, they scored more points. Nope.
all right. So
Historically, they didn't win.
RT fantasy football next season, starting next August.
Shit, I'm
Did you have a stroke?
RTFF. RT.
Like Gus was leaking.
RT.
That's the name. And you got to say it that way every time. RT.
Welcome to We're going to talk about Tony Romo and his impact on the Cowboys on our.
All right, well, I hate to say it, but it's about time to wrap up.
Let me see one more question here.
Oh God.
Someone made an inspirational quote. The hardest part about eating corn on the cob is knowing where to start.
It's so true. Just start at the little end
That's
of
how you want to end the
middle.
podcast.
No. I'm trying
Okay.
to do questions here. Just going through the last bit here. Lynch got fined for not speaking to the press 1 week, so he just said yeah to the press the next week.
Oh, okay.
That was his loophole,
Maybe
is
that's
what
what
they're
it was.
saying. Yeah.
So he
And
got fined $100,000 for not talking to the press, and then next week all he did was say yes or yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That makes more sense.
And people are thankful for you
That's a
bringing
great question.
sports
Thanks
in.
for asking.
Yeah.
Barbara, there's a lot of people tweeting us tonight that have photos with you. That's kind of interesting.
Wait, what?
A lot of people with photos with you. Like, I've noticed it's like a trend. Like, most of the people that I've read tweets from tonight, you're in their photo with them.
That's why they're watching the podcast.
I guess so. That's yeah.
They're looking out for
all
number
your
one.
buddies.
Barabbara Dunkelman.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Well,
that's
tickets
it.
on sale tomorrow, 3:00 Central Standard Time.
And
Or
we'll-
they're on sale Tuesday.
yeah,
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
December
And
23rd.
We'll still have an
Central
episode of Screenplay tomorrow, the patch on Wednesday, everything like normal.
On
Watch
the spot
it.
on Thursday.
Yeah, I was
A special
Hey, when
Christmas
are we
one.
gonna shorten the delay between when the podcast goes up on our site and YouTube? Because this is the only broadcast show that we do that waits a week to go up. When are we gonna not do that anymore?
Never.
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 You know, we wait a week.
Yeah, it's wait a week.
Maybe we won't.
No, people, you become a sponsor. All
Bye,
right.
Internet.
Bye.
Love you.
It's Monday afternoon and we all got stuff to share. So sit your ass down at a mic and grab a beer. Just grab a beer. Let's talk about science, space, most likely get it wrong. We're gonna get it wrong. And we'll read out Twitter so we can hear from everyone. You're listening to the Rooster Teeth Podcast. You're listening to the Rooster Teeth Podcast. You're listening to. You're listening to.